Hello everybody and welcome to the show today. I'm going to be leaving this very shortly and I'm going to be handing you over to my virtual assistant who's actually sitting in this same space. This is just a quick screen grab that I grabbed so that you can see it's the same channel, but we're going to go over to, if I can, let me just do this. Right, I'm actually not in the studio today. As I said to you yesterday, I'm not actually anywhere in the studio. That was just a screen grab for the back of my studio. So there we go, that's better. This is where I am today. I'm actually at home, as you can see, just in my own house. There we go. Today, as I said, we've got an interesting program for you. Like I said yesterday, if you are into Once Upon a Time and you love Storybrooke, then we've got a treat for you. A little bit later on in the show, we will be touring the virtual Storybrooke that I have built myself. So you can then, if people come in, we can then have a good old chinwag, and then if you want to go to certain areas or want to look at certain places within Storybrooke, you're more than welcome to ask me. As I said, I'm very open today, so it's nice to have if we can get some people in here to join us. That'll be excellent. As I said, we do broadcast. I do let people know on the Twitch stream now. Not Twitch, Twitter, when I'm actually broadcasting, especially when it comes to a show like today, because as I said, I know there's loads of Once fans out there, and we're all missing the show. I mean, the show was brilliant, and it's still a lot fresh in people's minds. It's 2 years ago, it finished around there, 2 years ago. So hopefully, I'm hoping that my virtual assistant Alec is actually made it to the virtual studio. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll go and have a look in a minute. But for now, so I'll just let me give you a rundown of actually what's happening today. My name is Ace8. That's my nickname I use on these channels. Ace8, Ace68, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes people just call me Acen. So I'm a PlayStation player. I also play on PC. I'm a 3D graphics artist. I build 3D, hence why this show is here today. The agenda of today's show, or how the way we're going to do it today. First thing we're going to be doing, this also goes out to any Eastenders fans as well, or Back to the Future fans, because we are physically going to look at the virtual sets that I built. That includes Eastenders, that includes Back to the Future. We showed them last time on the stream, but as I said, when I did it last time, I didn't save it, which is a shame because it was such a good tour that Alex gave us. He's my little virtual assistant in the virtual world on the virtual server, and I'll be guiding him and giving him directions where to go. So I'm going to have to put my headphones in a minute. We should be going live over there very shortly, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's have a look, see if we've actually got any. I'm not too sure if we've got any. Have we got anything from them yet? Is Alex there yet? I don't know if he's there yet. But yeah, so he's getting in place as we speak at the moment. So I'm gonna hopefully this might pick. It should pick up the actual sound of where he is. Hopefully we should be able to. It's already on, I think. We might not be able to hear it yet because we're not actually over there, and I think the studio is very quiet anyway. So, you know, it's when we go outside the studio. There's like because there's like streaming music all around the actual virtual world. So we'll probably hear music playing, then it'll disappear and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. That's just how the virtual world's set up. I could turn my volume totally down, but as I said, it's only in the background, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. And plus, on the actual screen itself, I think it actually tells you who the artist is anyway, and it gives credit to the artist. So there you go. So as I said, this is just purely, as I said, we was going to be playing The Sims today, but we're not doing it today. We're doing that next week. Next week, let me just give you a rundown next week as well. Next week, we're going to be playing Watch Dogs on Monday. We'll be recruiting on Monday. Tuesday, we'll be doing another mission from Newt or Nout, whatever her name is. And then on Wednesday next week, we'll be playing Sims 4 and seeing how Barbara Hinkle's getting on with her house. But today, as I said, this is the order of things that's going to be happening today. First of all, we're going to be going over to my virtual studio where Alex is probably sitting at the present moment in time. I'm just keeping an eye on the monitor when he shows up. He's actually going to be showing us around the virtual set of my virtual set that you see me broadcast from in every single day of the week, Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Every single day, it's not every single day, it's Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So you're going to be seeing behind the scenes of that as well. And we're also going to be popping, Alex is going to be popping next door, I think Media Studio C. which is where we're going to be building a new set. We're going to have two sets on this channel. We're going to have the proper gaming's desk, which you've already seen at the beginning of the stream, and then we're going to have like a lounge area where we can just chillax and just chat or whatever we want to do in there. It's going to be like a lounge stroke bar. But me and my virtual assistant Alex will be building that. We won't build it on stream because it can take a little while, but we will record it, and then we'll do a speed build so you can actually see the actual creation of the set. But we're going to have to pop over to the studio today to find out exactly where we're going to be building, and because Alex knows the virtual world better than I do, and I think he's just come on to scene and he's sitting down on my seat, cheeky monkey. So Alex has just appeared in the studio, so we're going to go live over to Alex now. As I said, he doesn't speak, he's just a virtual assistant. As I said yesterday, they're trying to he does everything I say. It's not something to do with slave labour or anything like that. He's a virtual assistant, but they are, as I said, they are fighting for virtual rights. Take note out there. Because we do abuse virtual characters, i.e. You know, game characters and stuff like that, and they're starting a movement up that they want to. I think it started with AI Angel. She's the one that's, I think, starting the movement up, or something on those lines, about, you know, they want their rights and stuff like that, which is quite fun. But we're talking virtual rights. We're not talking physical, real life rights. We're talking their virtual rights. But that's going to take a little while to come round. So hopefully we should, fingers crossed. I think Alex is in place. He's sitting quite comfy on my desk at the moment, cheeky little monkey. So we're going to go straight up to Alex, and he's going to show us around. I'll be directing Alex. As I said, the order of play today, we're going to be looking at Studio C to find out where we're going to be building a new set. We'll also take you first off to the, I think we're going to be taking you over to the Back to the Future set first. To have a look around there in detail. So we're going to direct Alex, and he's going to go through his head. He's got like camera eyes where he can actually look through first person, which is cool. And we're going to ask him to go to first person every so often. I've got a button that I can click to go into his first person view of him when we need to. I will be directing him. So if you're in chat, you can, especially when we go to Storybrooke, which will be a little bit later on today, you can tell me if you want to go to a certain area, and I'll direct Alex, and we can have a look at that area. So that's going to be on today. So anyway, so it's going to be back to we're going to go and check the soundstage out next door first, where we need to build this new set. We just need to see the size of it, see if it's viable to actually build the lounge set in there, so that you can see where we're going to be building it. And then after that, we're going to go straight to the Back to the Future spec lot, have a little nose around there. And then from the Back to the Future back lot, we're going to go next door to the Eastenders set to see how that's going on. As I said, sometimes it takes a little time to res certain textures in, because it's a virtual world and it's a virtual server. It takes a little while to catch up, so bear with it if it's a little bit blurry, some of the textures to start off with, but they will usually they do res in eventually. It's only because we're literally live viewing the actual studio, which it don't usually happen, because most of the time when I broadcast, I just sit in the virtual studio. We don't look around the whole entire set of the whole entire studios or the world it's in. So yeah, there is that to it. So just bear with it if it takes a little while to res things in, but it will eventually res things in. It usually does. It takes a little couple of seconds or so when we go into a new area to res the graphics and stuff in. Not the graphics as such, but well, yeah, the graphics, because we're literally walking around live. So yeah, anyway, enough of that. So as I said, we're going to go to Back to the Future, then Eastenders, and then from Eastenders we're going to probably take you over to I think we did show you some of the stuff we showed you the theatre before, so we're going to probably go to the club to show you what the club looks like, which is a virtual club, and then from there we're going to show you some other bits of the actual Storywood where you can actually live. And then from there, we're going to send Alex on the train, on his virtual train, which he's going to have to jump on. And we'll come back to me and wait until he actually gets to Storybrooke. And once he's arrived at Storybrooke, then we'll go live back over to Alex, and then he can give us a grand tour of Storybrooke from Once Upon a Time. So that's the order of play today, just to let you know. So hopefully we're going to go straight over to Alex now. Hopefully he's quite happily sitting in my chair by the looks of things, waiting for me to switch over to him. So that's what we are going to do. We're going to switch over if it lets me. I'm hoping this will work. It should do. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? I bet it's not going to. It always takes a little time to do this. because there's quite a lot of going on here. So, right, we're going to go live now, hopefully, fingers crossed. We're going to go live over to Alex to see where he is. There he is. There's the man. Oh yeah, here he is. This is Alex. He's my virtual assistant. This is my studio where I usually sit, as you well know, and I broadcast my channel from here. Alex is quite happily sitting in my chair, which I didn't say he could sit in my chair, but he's actually sitting in my chair, which I don't mind, but don't make a habit of it, Alex. So yeah, so this is the virtual set. So what we're looking at here is what you usually see from your point of view. Now, we can switch to, we're going to switch over to Alex's iCams, which gives us first person mode. Hopefully, we should be able to see what I see usually in the studio. So let's switch cameras. Right, so here we are. So this is basically the view from Alex's point of view, okay? So this is my desk. This is my computer monitor where I usually look at the things. We have, I think it's 3 cameras or 2 cameras, I can't remember. I think it's two main cameras we have in the studio. As you can see, the camera, if Alex looks over to the left-hand side, thank you, Alec. That camera over there is the one that I usually use to do the side views when I'm actually playing the games. And that one is the straight-on camera, which Alex is looking at now. As I said, it is a real virtual studio. As you can see, we've got big lights above there, which light the set. As Alex moves around. It will be a bit joggy as well at some points because we are going live over to the virtual world, so it does sometimes jog and sometimes we get a bit of lag because we're broadcasting at the same time. So if Alex, can you just at least stand up if we can? Is there any chance of you standing up? I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to hear me. Alex, can you stand up? It's usually when he stands up, he ends up standing on my chair, which is annoying. And then we're going to go back to his view so we can then have a good look around the set. Let's click over there again. Okay, so Alex is now standing up, so we can actually get off the chair, hopefully. So let's have a look. He's going to have a good look around now, so you can see the actual set itself. Thank you, Alex. So yeah, this is where that's where I usually sit when I'm broadcasting. I sit on that chair. We haven't, because when I'm broadcasting for the moment, I do take my computer and stuff. I'll leave them onto there because I don't need it. But yes, Alex is. We're going to get a bit laggy now, I think. Yeah, because we are broadcast at the same time, which is not easy. So yeah, so on that desk where I sit, I usually have underneath where you see I usually have my mouse, my controllers, my PC sits underneath the desk there, or sometimes it's to one side depending on where I'm when I'm setting up. So yeah, so this is the set. If Alex likes to just have a quick look around, I know he's let's have a look, see if he's gonna. I don't know what he's looking at. He's looking near the door. Okay, so Alex, if you want to turn around the opposite way, that's it. So yeah, so these are the TV screens at the back that you usually see in the back of my shop. There is actually a shelf here which hasn't got a back on it. When you see it on screen, it actually looks like it's against the wall, but it's actually not. There's like a big, I think there's a little gap behind there somewhere, if I remember correctly, between the 2 pillars. Yeah, so that takes you there. There's the screen we usually broadcast all our games on, and we could literally, if we wanted to, we could switch over to that, but it's not worth it because it's pointless because we're actually seeing it from his point of view. So yeah, so this is where I usually broadcast, as you know. So Alex, if you like to go out around, just so they can see the rest of the set. As I said, he will be a bit laggy, so I do apologise for that. As I said, because he's in the virtual world and we're broadcasting it live. So there we go. This is the actual set. You can see a bit better view of the set now. So yeah, so there's a corridor that goes around the back here. If Alex walks around, you can see the back of this set here. This you don't usually see because most of the time I have my doors closed. You can actually see the back of the set here. Look, if Alex turns around, that's the back of the set of the doors. Yep, there we go. Scenic department. That's our scenic department. And then of course there's a window here. You only ever see sex shop. You only ever see this. I think you've only ever seen this area about once or twice. I think one time I had the TARDIS land here, which actually landed in this corridor, and I done a little intro for that. That was quite fun. But that's the only time I think you've seen this area in like the present things. Once again, if we go around the back of the set, said it's all basically like a real set is. If Alex walks around there, you can see the actual graphics of the backdrop and stuff like that. As I said, you don't see this. This is a shame because you don't actually see none of this, which is a shame because it's a nice bit of graphics work by the artist there. Anyway, we're going to go back out of here. Now, Alex is going to take us, hopefully, he's going to take us over to the studio. We're going to go out of this studio. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean when I turn around and say my virtual set is actually in a virtual studio, which is in a virtual film studio, which is in a virtual world. You'll see what I mean when he goes outside. It's literally a virtual studio. So what we're going to do is going to go outside again. If Alex decides that he wants to walk out the door. Thank you very much, Alex. Been very obedient today. As I said, he will be a bit laggy, as I said, because we are broadcasting live, so please bear with it. And sometimes he does drift because he is a virtual assistant. There we go. He's just opened the door. That's brilliant. So yeah, so this is the outside of the studio. I'm glad it's daytime, not nighttime. So this is Media Studio D. This is where I broadcast the show. This is the place where I'm always broadcasting the show. So when you see me every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, this is the setup that I'm in. Now we're going to pop down to the next studio, which is the Media Studio next door, which is Studio C, if I remember correctly. So Alex is going to carry on walking along now. This is the main door for Studio C, where they bring all the sets and stuff in. I said it is a full operating studio, as I had told you before. And as I said, it's easier to actually show you than to actually explain it. So there's Soundstage F. I think we showed that before. Now in Soundstage F at the moment, as it stands at the moment, we're building the whole entire Crystal Maze. If you're familiar with the Crystal Maze, I know Americans are familiar with it because they got it on Nickelodeon. I think it's Nickelodeon they've got it on. And also we're familiar with it as well. As I said, you will start seeing things resin over the back there, as you saw. It will pop in because it's updating textures and stuff. So just bear with it. Sometimes they're a bit blurry and then they sharpen after a while. But it's only because Alex is looking wherever he looks at it will resin eventually. So if you do see very blurry, you know why. It's because it's trying to register that we're actually looking at that area, and because we're broadcasting at the same time in the virtual world, that's what's making it a bit difficult. That's why I can't physically walk around the actual virtual world myself, because it is very complicated the way it's put together. So yeah, so that's Soundstage F over there. As in there's the Crystal Maze set, the original Crystal Maze set I'm talking about, where you had what is it? The Aztec zone, the industrial zone, the medieval, and futuristic zone. That's all in Studio F. That's why it's a very big studio. As you can see, the size of it is massive. It goes on and on this studio. Well, I say on, it's quite a big studio. As you can see, it goes quite a length of the whole thing. It's one of our biggest studios, apart from Studio A, which is quite big as well. Excuse me. So yeah, so we're going to pop into Studio C, which is this studio here, if Alex looks around. There we go. That's the Media Soundstage C, where we're going to be popping in. This is where we're going to be building the new set for my channel. So Alex is going to just walk me around there at the moment. And if you want to know what that house is over there, that's the studio house. That's where Alex lives. That's his house. He's got two houses. He's got a workhouse, which is that one over there, where he just basically resides when we're doing stuff like this, and he's actually got an actual home as well in town. We might show you those a little bit later. I think we showed them last time, but that's not quite now. So we're going to try, if we don't get too laggy, that is, if Alex can go into this studio here. I don't think we've got any doors on this, because I think I took the doors off a long while ago because I was repairing them. So because we're not using it at the moment. So this is this is Media Studio C. Okay. So in Media Studio C, this is the studio where we're going to be building the other new set for my program. It's quite a nice size studio. I mean, it's not. I think it's about the same size as the studio, the other studio we're in next door. But we're going to be building a nice lounge set. So we're going to have like multi-split levels, and it's going to look pretty nice, hopefully, when we've done it. But we're going to, as I said, we will be speed building that. Now, when we mean speed build, like they do when you see like people playing The Sims and stuff, or when they do when they're building 3D graphics, they basically pre-record it and then speed it up so you can see everything what's been added and textured and stuff, so you can see it getting built really quickly, because the process does take a little while. There's like a trial and error sort of type of thing, so you're basically going to go, oh, that doesn't look right, then you have to delete, then you have to texture it and you go, that doesn't look right. And so there's a lot of things so I wouldn't ever do that on stream, because it would take ages. That's why we're going to record it for you. Me and Alex are going to be sitting down together and we're going to discuss how we're going to do the set itself. Right, Alex, if you want to go back out, at least we know where we're going to build the set. I think this is big enough for our lounge when we build it. So yeah, that's definitely a go area. So this is a Media Studio C. So yeah, that's definitely a go zone. So we'll start building that hopefully within the next couple of weeks, hopefully in between streaming. Right, so where we're going now, Alex, if you can go to the Back to the Future set, can you do that for me? Can you just turn around and head towards the Back to the Future set? Thank you. Right, so Alex is there. Basically, as I said, you will start seeing things resin and popping as we get closer to them. But that's how it is because we're on a virtual server, and the virtual server doesn't like anyone being doesn't actually like being filmed for some unknown reason. So we're a bit privileged today because, as I said, Alex has got the capability to look through his eyes, so we can look through his version of eyes. Alex, just to prove that we're actually looking through your eyes, can you just look down a second? Yeah, just look down. So you can see he's looking down at his feet and his chest. So you can see he's actually we're actually looking from his eye view. So that's quite frequent. He does that. That's quite funny. So we know we're actually looking from his view. So Alex, if you want to carry on walking forward and head towards the Back to the Future set. So yeah, so the Back to the Future. I'll give you a bit of history behind this. This was originally built a long while ago. It was originally built in Second Life. That's where I originally put that's where the set was originally. When I used to be in Second Life a long time ago, I used to literally run a nightclub, and it was fun. I used to broadcast live radio station as well, and we used to get loads of dancers come in, and this was a part of the actual club that you'd go through a doorway. I'll show you where the doorway used to be, which used to lead into the club, which was hidden behind the set. But people used to just come, and if you go through, Alex, yeah, thanks. People used to come just to look at the Back to the Future set, because it's such an iconic set, as you well know. As I said, this has been imported. This set was actually imported from Second Life. I actually built it in Second Life. We're not actually in Second Life. If you want to know, we're actually not in Second Life. This is not Second Life. This is an open world that we're in. It's like an open simulator, which I own. But it's, as I say, it's only on a private server at the moment, and I only open it every so often. So you might see people come in, depending if it shows up on the thing. So yeah, so this is the Back to the Future. As you can probably hear. I'll actually put my headphones on so I can hear what's going on. You should be able to hear the Back to the Future tune playing somewhere in the background. Yeah, it's very, very faint, but you can hear it. Yeah, I can actually hear that. So what there we go. So what we might do, if we, Alex, can we just go back to normal view? Thank you. What we can do is just turn the music up a little bit. I'm just going to go to the settings here a little bit, so we can just turn the. I don't want it too loud because I don't want you to get deafened, because it sometimes can deafen. Just going to change the volumes of things at the moment. See if that's any different. Right, Alex. Sorry about that, Alex. If you can go back to we can go back to your viewing now, if you don't mind. Thanks. Right. So, if Alex likes to walk around, so yeah. So this is the Back to the Future set. The history behind this set, it was actually built originally in Second Life. Don't ask me how many years ago. It was a long time ago, a very long time ago. I built this. I don't actually know when I built it, but it actually got reviewed. If you look up Back to the Future Virtual World, this actually shows up. You'll actually see one of the. I think it was from one of the. I want to say Second Life magazine. She was actually sitting on this little chair over here. So if you do look that up, go and check it out. So yeah, so this is the, as I said, it's not an exact replica. It's the best we could do within this world in this sense. I mean, it's a near spot because I've never actually been to the studio where they actually filmed Back to the Future, because the set's been knocked down and changed and stuff now. So this is purely just by looking at the film that I actually designed this with the help of my assistant Alex, who's viewing us around now. As I said, some of the actual textures are a little bit blurry. The reason why they're a little bit blurry because they would be taken directly from the film. So some of these have actually been grabbed directly from the film, some of the textures and stuff. So that's why you'll find certain areas are sometimes a little bit blurrier than others, because that's what it was in the focal camera view. I was going to redo all the new textures and stuff, but you know, I just couldn't be bothered because it takes too long to do. Anyway, carrying on down. So as we go past the actual Texaco garage, this is what you see Back to the Future in the 1955 Hill Valley. And then of course you've got Roy's Records just over here. And if you remember correctly, when Marty McFly comes around the corner, Mr. Sandman's playing, and he walks along here, and you've got Nat King Cole in the window, and this will resin. It's just said, as I said, it just knows that we're near it now, so it might take a little while to resin, but it will resin eventually. There we go. So what I mean. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying about these sets, because we're actually looking around the virtual sets live through my virtual assistants. It sometimes takes a little while to resin, because usually what happens when you're actually in the virtual world yourself, you can actually come and visit this world. At the moment it's not actually online as such. It's actually only boot it up when I need to go in there and do some editing. But eventually, I'll explain this a little bit more later on about a few Once Upon a Timers out there. We are going to be opening these actual simulations up to the public, so you can come in and look around. And you can walk around yourself, get your own avatar, look around, walk around, and, you know, take your own time to look around and check out all the areas. So yeah, so these, as I said, these things do eventually resin. As I said, some of them are a bit blurry because they was taken lifted directly from the film, and some of them were actually just created. Oops, mind the post, Alex. So yeah, so we've got the sandwich bar, which is Louis, if I remember correctly. I think it's Louis' sandwich bar. There you'll see, which you do actually see in Back to the Future 1 and 2. This we've never actually finished this set. It's still got a lot of work to do to it as we go inside. We managed to get the exact floor texture that they used in Back to the Future film, the actual film itself. We managed to get the actual exact floor texture. That was hard to do. I think the counter actually goes around a little bit further, but because of space-wise, we couldn't make it go right way round. I don't know for sure, but don't quote me on that. But I think the 80s version, the counter goes right the way round to the wall. We've got the jukebox in place there, which is nice. These seats here, there's supposed to be a counter here, if I remember correctly, in real Back to the Future film. It's like a sweet counter, I think, or some sort of till counter. I don't know what it actually is. I think it's a counter, I know, but it's got some stuff in it. And there's a coat rack next to the door here, as I said. And then, of course, you've got the actual main seats where in Back to the Future film, where the cast sit. When, what's his name, McFly goes up and goes, "You are my destiny," or "You're my destiny," or whatever he says when he reads that bit of poetry off to Lorraine McBain's, which is quite funny in the actual film. Yeah, so we got this is usually where the phone would be, which is over in the corner there. Of course, that's not in place at the moment. I said these sets are sort of halfway through building. I said because I've been busy doing other stuff. Me and Alex haven't been able to get back into the actual virtual world. I said I think it's because we're waiting to get a decent server to put all this stuff on, so that we can you know, let people in. Because at the moment, as it stands, the virtual server is only being broadcast at a certain time when we need to use it. But we want it to eventually. We want to keep it online 24 hours a day, so you guys can pop in and have a look around, as it were. So yeah, so this is as I said, it's very basic in here, as you can see. We've got like all the little wall things we've got. You'll notice in the background the clock, as I said, it will start popping in as we look at it. The clock in the background looks like it hasn't got no hands on it, and the reason why it hasn't got no hands on it is because we're not close enough to it yet, because I had to take the viewing distance down a little bit, otherwise we would be lagging to hell, because we're broadcasting the virtual world at the same time. But when we get closer, the hands, the actual real time will actually pop in on the clock. So if we're going to go out, Alex, if you mind. Careful of the... Where are you going, Alex? Forwards. What's stopping him? Where is he? Oh, you're in the corner, Alex. No wonder you can't get out. There we go. So there he's outside again now. So yeah, over this is what I'm trying to explain to you. This bit here, where this building is, what you're seeing now, that used to be the entrance to my club. in Second Life. You used to go in through this entrance here, and it used to have a little bit like a bit of story about the Back to the Future set, and it used to have a bit of memorabilia of the actual film as well when you walk through those doors. And that disc at the top there used to say my club's name, which was Euphoria. We've actually recreated Euphoria in this sim, but it's a different name. It's called the Grid Euphoria now. But this is where it used to be in Second Life. It used to be through that door there. You used to go through that little door there, and it used to take you into the big, massive. It is a huge nightclub that I used to have. It was brilliant. I used to love it. Anyway, going back down here. Now, this is the what Alex is looking at now. That's the bank. There's supposed to be actually letters up top there saying bank, but we never got around to doing that. So that is actually the bank that you're seeing there. That's a travel shop, which is actually in the film. I said some of the textures you'll see will be a bit blurry, as I said, because they're trying to res in while we're looking around. So, as I said, just bear with me on that one. So Alex looks like he's moving over to the shops and stuff. There we go. This is the jeweller's shop. I think Lorraine McBain's actually looks in this shop looking at the rings. It's called Zels or Zels. And they do like diamond stuff like that for wedding engagements and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. This is a stationery store in Back to the Future. As I said, nothing inside, it's just a set, as I said. In the actual film, they did actually put a window display in there, as far as I can remember. And then we've got the tiny little barber shop, which is just off the thing here. That's the tiny little barber shop right there. Now, I was actually told by the man himself who actually built, who built the Back to the Future set, when it was on Second Life. I actually got a visit from one of the main dudes actually on the thing. He turned around. I didn't notice it, but you know, then I looked back at the film. You only see it for a split second. There's actually between here, where this bit is here, where Alex is looking between the cursor point now. There's supposed to be another door there. There's supposed to be a door directly there. I think it's there. It's supposed to be next to the barbershop before the hotel. It's just a single door on its own. He pointed it out to me, and I went, "Oh, okay, right, sweet." But I never actually finished moving it along because I couldn't be bossed, because you have to move all the set along. And I thought, do you know what? It's only one door. We can get away with that. So yeah, you got the hotel. I think it's called the Bluebird Hotel. I think that's called. Western Auto Store, which is basically where you see quite a lot in the film, where they keep walking past it. They have like tyres and stuff in the window and stuff like that. Then we go over to here. If we go further over this way, that's it. There's like this building with, I think there's a door at the back there that actually leads into, looks like it says alternatives at law. It looks like some sort of hall, because if you look at the sign, which is outside it, this is the original sign from the film. There we go. It says about jobs for men, US Army, second floor office. So you would go into here and go through there, through the door, and then upstairs to the recruitment office. But these are tiny little things that they put into the actual Back to the Future set, which made it actually look really good. And you can see some of the backgrounds popping in now, because he realised that we're looking in that direction. As I said, when we do look in different directions, you'll see the texture suddenly appear, or it go blurry, then it goes sharp. It's because we're looking directly at it. And some textures stay a little bit blurry because they're actually being lifted directly from the actual original film. Anyway, going back. This is Ruth's fashion frock shop. I think Ruth McBain's, what's the name? Not Ruth. What's the name? McBain's goes actually in there. She actually goes into the shop to pick up a frock for the prom. So that's that. And then you've got this motor car place. It's Studebaker. It says Stella Motors, I think, or it's Statler Motors or something like that. I think it's a car showroom. It's supposed to be a car showroom or some sort of thing. And of course we've got the famous theatre that you actually see in all the films, where Martin McFly takes the DeLorean and goes straight into it and then comes back to the present day, and the town cinema is still there. This is the original one from the 1955. As you can see, it's got all the original adverts as well on the actual thing as they slowly but surely resin. If we go over there, Alex, thank you. So these are all the actual posters they've actually got. If you look in the film, these are the actual original posters they've got on the side of the building. You've got the Atomic Kid, which is the one that's currently showing in Back to the Future on the actual screen. It says Atomic Kid, which is who is it? Mickey Rooney and somebody Strauss. I don't know who else is in the actual thing, but that's a real film. And then you've got Jailbait, Audrey Hepburn, First Lady of all Audrey Hepburn. I don't know what that film, Sabrina, is it called? And then you've got Dan Busters. Yeah, that's the one. I know. So basically, that's what they've got in the cinema when you look at Back to the Future. That's the actual film they've got playing, The Atomic Kid, Mickey Rooney and Robert Strauss, which is the film they've actually got playing. As I said, you don't often see this area around here, as this will resin in a minute. There's a watchmaker's. It's resin in now. There's a watchmaker's around the corner here. You only see it. I think a couple of seconds. I think it's in Back to the Future 2. It's called Louis' Watchmakers. It sits in the little corner over here. I don't think you see it you don't actually see it for a long time. It's a split second you see it in. This would be leading to the car showroom's parking lot. I think there's a thing saying above there, the car showroom or something like that, or car something or other. But this is where the cars would have been, at the back of this fence here. There should be a gate on there, but we didn't put the gate in because we can't build any further back because of the studio wall. Anyway, going back the opposite way, if Alex looks back the other way, you've got Holt's Diner. Now, Holt's Diner, once again, you don't see it. It's very rare to see it in the film. I think you only see it in Back to the Future 2 very quickly, when Lorraine comes from round the corner to go to get her dress, and then Biff steps up and chats to her, whatever he does, and tries to get the better of her. So that is, you only see this for a split second. It's called Holt's Diner. I don't know what it is in the actual 1980s version of the set. I don't know if it's a diner or if it's derelict. I don't know. I'm not too sure because I don't think you actually see it. So yeah, so this is the behind the actual courthouse. Now behind the courthouse, there's like a little parking bays around here, but of course, because of set restrictions and size of backlot that we've got, we couldn't put that in because we wouldn't have had enough room to put the rest of the set in. So we had to cut back on things, a bit like Watch Dogs does with London, cutting back on certain things that actually you don't see very often in the actual thing. But I mean, Watch Dogs, there's a few things that I can say about Watch Dogs. As I said, it's a good game, but you heard me all week bitching about it. Certain things that should be there that are not there, the theatres and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not going to go ranting on about that. We're here to look at the sets today. So yeah, so if you walk straight down, Alex, thanks. So what Alex is doing now, he's actually walking down. Now Alex, when you get to the next backlot, you just turn around a second and go through back. We've actually got a spare backlot, which we had to have. So in the Back to the Future area where we are now, there's an actual backlot that actually leads to the back here. And if we can go round here, Alex, let's take this. It's only a small backlot. It's only if people wanted to do. For example, if they wanted to do their own films and stuff, their own, what do they call it? There's a word for it. I can't remember. Mech Cinema. If they wanted to build their own sets and stuff, we would build it for them, and they could film on our backlots and stuff. That's what the virtual server is all about. It's basically a whole entire world where you can actually live, breathe, work. As you can see over the back there, which is nothing part of the studio. That's in the actual town itself, which is over the back. You've got the casino, club and lounge, which is sitting over the back there. It's like a club type thing. It's called Lookers. It's a nightclub, it's a casino, and it's a lounge at the same time. We used to have, when it was originally in Second Life, we used to have live performances, singers and stuff in the lounge. We used to alternate between the Euphoria nightclub and this one at different times, so we could sort of have two different clubs going at different days of the week for different sets of people. So this is the backlot that Alex is looking at now, as you can see. It's quite a nice sized backlot, so it's good for like if I wanted to build another street set or something like that, or a quick set that I wanted to build, I could literally build it on this backlot here because I've got room to squeeze it in, as it were. Anyway, go back into the Back to the Future set, Alex. Thank you. So we're back in the set. So this big board here, we put there because in the actual film you don't actually see any further behind this board. I think there's an actual. There's an actual advertisement board actually there in the film, but I don't know if it's this particular advertisement. But we just put an advertisement board up there just to block off the area. And then of course you've got these tiny little buildings you don't see very often. This is also, if you take note of the film, you'll see this place. It's like a paint shop, or an advertisement for a paint shop, which is on the side of a building. And as we go further along here, this looks like in the film. It looks like it's an art shop or something. I don't know what actually sort of is a thing now. It's an actual art shop or something like that in the film. I don't know for sure, but that is an actual art shop as far as I know. There's an actual house right here as well. If you look at the film, when they're driving around in the car, when they're doing that chase sequence. And he's on that old skateboard that he snaps in with a wooden thing, and Biff's chasing after him and stuff like that, and he's trying to skate away from him and snaps the top of it off. You see this in the background, this place. I think that's around about over in that corner where Alex is looking now. That's where the manure truck is. It dumps all the crap onto Biff and his gang. Yeah, so you've got all these. There's a little place here called Gaynord's Hideaway. I think it's like it's supposed to be like a cocktail bar or something. I don't know for sure because once again they don't feature it in the film. It's just there as background. It's like a docking bay area. There's like a van sits in here, an old type 50s van, and they're unloading it or something like that. And of course you've got the main cinema, which is the Essex Cinema, which has got the Cattle Queen of Montana, starring Barbara Stanwyck and Ronald Reagan, and it's got air conditioned as well like that. So you do actually see that in the film, that cinema. I think that is it for the Back to the Future set. I don't think we need to show anything else more of the Back to the Future set. So what we're going to do now, we're going to ask Alex to actually go. If you can head towards the EastEnders set for me. We was doing some updates on the EastEnders set yesterday because of Black Lives Matter. They put that big memorial for that woman who was one of the Senate. I can't remember her name, as I said, but she's very famous. I can't remember I can't remember her name. I don't want to butcher her name, so that's why I'm not saying it. So if Alex is going to go out of here, and he should turn around. We're just moving around now, so he's just turning around. Lovely. So this is the EastEnders set. So now this applies to everyone who's into EastEnders. If you're not into EastEnders, you don't have to watch this bit. But we're just going to show you around. As I said, this set is still being built. It's still under construction. It's actually locked off. Even if we do open the server, it's actually locked off to the public at the moment due to the fact that we're still building certain elements and certain areas of the set. So there's certain things that haven't been finished or textured. Certain things are still getting built. But I'm going to show you anyway. So Alex, if you'd like to head towards the set. The EastEnders theme, of course. So we're going to go into the EastEnders set. Now, as you well know, this part of the set here is, if you're from the UK or if you watch EastEnders, you know where we exactly are on the set. This is, I think, George Street that we're on, which leads into Turpin. This is where we are at the moment, the Argy Bargy, which was only featured in, I think, a couple of nights' episodes. Now, one thing we haven't got the thing of yet, we haven't finished George Street buildings. There's supposed to be like an under sections that go underneath with houses with like the upper flats and lower flats. So we haven't finished all those yet. That's why it's looking very bare along here. There's supposed to be a fence going along there with George Street on it. We haven't managed. As I said, we've been busy doing other stuff, so we haven't actually done anything to do with that yet. There is an actual gentleman's toilet over here, which you actually see in EastEnders. You don't actually see it that often, but it's actually a gentleman's toilet. There's one of those junction boxes for phones sitting there. There's like a little alleyway. Nobody knows where it goes. It just disappears around the corner. I think so they can get to the sets and stuff of the where they get all their makeup and done. So they can walk on set. They walk through certain areas of the set so they can get there quicker. Yeah. So this is George Street that we're in at the moment. As I said, this is the Argy Bargy. It was featured a long while ago, and he said, I don't know what they're actually going to do with the set because they haven't actually done anything with it yet at the moment. Whether they're going to turn it into another shop, I haven't got a clue. It's not been pinpointed. It's still Argy Bargy at the moment. It's still boarded up, and they're not using it, so I don't know what they're going to be using it for. If we go down here, I think we've got a bit of lag, Alex, so Yeah, he's got a bit of lag, so he's going to go smacking into a wall in any minute now, which usually happens when he gets lag. And so I do apologise to Alex if he goes smacking into a wall. So we've got to wait for the actual server to catch up with itself, because we're in a different area now, so it's rendering all the textures again. So we'll wait to, you'll suddenly see him go smack into a wall somewhere, so we'll just wait for it to catch up with itself before we move again. But over there, what you're seeing at the background, there's a tattoo shop. Now, they've changed that, because we have to keep on top of it all the time. That tattoo shop is now a jeweller shop. I noticed it when they come back from lockdown. The very first scene in the very first episode from lockdown, I looked at it and I went, oh, they've changed it again. Oh, yeah, I told you it gets smacked into something. So Alex, sorry about that. Alex, I do apologise. I know it's awkward for you because we're just resin, so he gets smacked around a lot, the poor devil. So give some love to Alex. Yeah, so where Alex is walking towards now, when he eventually gets there, if we don't get any more lag. This area here, where we are now. Now, as I said, the tattoo shop is no longer a tattoo shop, it's an actual jeweller shop now, so they've changed it, which means we're going to have to change it within. So we try and keep up with the changing of the sets and stuff like that as best we can, but we can't always do it because I'm broadcasting and I don't get as much time to actually go in there and get hands on. But I was in here last night having to check around what needs to be what needs doing, and there's quite a lot of stuff that we still need to build and manipulate and sort out. But all the other shops, as far as I know, the Hungry Hank, Ned's computer repair shop, I think is still there. The only thing that's different there is the tattoo shop. It's not there no more. They've turned it into a jeweller's. So if you do watch Eastenders and you're a big fan of Eastenders, take note. When you watch Eastenders next, look at the background where the tattoo shop and you'll see there's a jeweller's now. I don't know what the actual name of the jeweller shop is, and it's probably going to be featured in a later episode. Because usually when they do things like that, put new sets and stuff in, it's usually to do with a story, something to do later on in the storyline. Otherwise it wouldn't be there. Maybe it's that necklace that Kathy's got that Ben gave her that was stolen, that she's going to trade it in to get some extra money for Ian or whatever. As I said, I don't know, but there's a jeweller shop there now, and it's probably there for a reason. And of course, if we, Alex, if you walk towards the map, you might not be able to see it too well because, as I said, it's not exactly 100%. But you can actually work out where Alex is looking now. That is the actual square in the centre there, and then it says, if you look very carefully, it says Bridge Street, just along there, and then I think that is Turpin, and then of course you've got George Street where Alex is looking now. That goes along that way. And then of course you've got Walford East train station, allegedly, which is where it's supposed to be on the map, which is supposed to be there. And if you look over the side there, this is where Walford Hospital's supposed to be, which is when they do Eastenders, they go to Walford Hospital, that's where it's located. Now I think, is it on there? Is it showing you where the police station is on here? I'm trying to see where the actual police station is. That's this common square there, but the police station is around here somewhere. As I can't see the map 100% because it's not big. Also notice if you do get a chance, if they do ever use this area in EastEnders, this is attention to detail. Up in the corner there, it's got Julie and Tony scratched into the wood. Now Tony and Julie were the ones that actually created EastEnders. They were the very people that actually created EastEnders where it came on air, however many years ago it came on air, early 80s, 90s, whatever it was. I don't know when it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it was early. So yeah, they've got all these little tiny things on screen. They don't usually point that out on the actual thing when they're doing like tours of the set, but these are tiny little things they've put in. Just as like a nod and a wink to the creators Julie and Tony, who actually originally created EastEnders. So there's a little love heart there. So if you do ever see them sit in that area, check it out. So that's that. There's a little seating area here where you can sit down. And of course, across the road, you've got the Walford East station. The reason why there's a solid fiction of as a guy standing there is so we can get the scale right when we're actually building. So he's just there as a model so that we can get the scale right and stuff like that. As I said, because we've never actually been to the Eastender set because you're not allowed to go on it and it's actually work on the show. Which I would love to. I know someone who I do know who's actually a writer for EastEnders. But I have asked her, but of course the set's closed because of security reasons and it's a high security set. But it would be nice if I could get in there just to have a proper look around. Even if any of you EastEnders guys are actually watching, producers, set designers and stuff like that. Because as I said, this is actually going live on, the notifications gone live on Twitter. So hopefully actors as well. If you could help me out, guys, that would be brilliant. Because I said all this is guesswork. These are when we built this set, it's purely guesswork. Everything is what you see is guesswork and what we've actually seen in the program, because we've actually never been to the actual EastEnders set, as I said, because it's a closed set. But if there's any guys out there who actually work on EastEnders who wouldn't mind giving me some tips and things, that would be brilliant if you could do that. Just leave it in the. Just leave a private message for me on the Twitter channel and let me know. And even if you could just help us out, just take some pictures of the set so we can get the actual likeness proper, 100%. But this is what we've got. This is literally, as I said, done purely from, it's all guesswork. So you've got the actual, it walks there. Now these are another things what I'm talking about, attention to detail on the EastEnders set. They've actually got like trains from Walford East. Now, the Walford East is supposed to be the actual place it's located is between it's like, I can't remember the actual original name of the station. It's one of those little tiny stations that you don't often hear of, but they've replaced it with Walford East Station. I can't remember for the life of me what actual station it actually covers over, but you've got Walford East, it goes up to Stratford, West Ham, stuff like that. It's supposed to be on the District line, as you can see. District and Hammersmith City line. And it actually tells you the times. This is the details these EastEnders people go to. It actually tells you the times of the trains when they come and go. And then, of course, over here, you've got the actual underground map, which they've also doctored. If you go close to it, you'll be able to see it. If you might not be able to pick it up, as I said, the graphics are not 100% on it now. You will be able to see it, unless of course the actual, there we go, it's straightened out now. As you can see there on the map, it goes Mile End. Yeah, can you see that? If Alex points his little crosshair up there, it goes along here, it goes Bow Road, and then there's Walford East. That's actually the location they've actually put it, but I can't remember what station's actually there originally. You have to look on the original underground map to find out. But that's where they've actually placed Walford East. Then, of course, you've got West Ham. That's why there's a lot of West Ham fans and supporters in EastEnders, because, or the characters EastEnders, because West Ham's literally allegedly up the road to them. So it goes Bow Road, then it goes Walford East, then West Ham, then Plaistow, Upton Park, East Ham, Barking, Upney, what's that one up there? I don't know what that one is there, I can't see that one. Dagenham Heath, Dagenham East, then it finishes, I think it's Upminster Bridge. Upminster's the end of the line. But yeah, so that's what detail they put in these things. They actually changed the underground map to actually feature Walford East. As you can see, it says Walford East on the map just there. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. And so these are the sort of details that they put into the actual show when they're doing it. So we're going to pop into, as I said, the station hasn't been finished yet. As I said, we're still working on the thing. As I said, we only literally built this set via guesswork. So I'm quite pleased with what we built so far. Now, in here, you would have the actual turnstile things, or the actual flappy things that actually let you through to get to the station. The ticket machine things that actually let you get through. The ticket office is over there. And of course, you can buy tickets from here as well. There's a balcony that goes along the top here, which we haven't put in yet, like a railing that goes down the stairs there. And then when you see people disappear, they go behind the scene. It doesn't lead anywhere. It's just purely for aesthetics. So when you see them disappear, if Alex, do you actually want to walk up there? It's not exact, but you'll see what I mean. So when you see the EastEnders, they go through their little turnstile thing, and then you see them disappear up the stairs or coming down from the stairs. If you can get out there, Alex, yeah, you should be able to. It's a bit of a struggle for him at the moment. If you turn around, Alex, just so don't go up to the top stairs. But yeah, so it basically ends up in a blocked area off the corner. So basically, when the actors go up and you see them disappear off the screen, they just literally stand and wait just there off of camera until they finish the scene. or if they're waiting to come in, they'll wait there until they call action, and then lines get said, and then they walk out as if they've actually just got off the train. So yeah, so there we go. That's a little bit behind the scenes of Eastenders there for you. So yeah, there's another way out here as well. If you look in the actual show, there's another gate that's always closed at the back. This actually can be opened. It actually leads to the backstage area where all the makeup and dressing rooms are for Eastenders. But I thought I'd put it in anyway, even though it's not going to lead anywhere. It's just there for, once again, aesthetics. We haven't finished doing these BT phones yet. We will get around to finishing these phones. We haven't actually put the phones in there yet. But once again, if any of the people out there who are actually watching this back or actually see it on their Twitter stream and are actually working for Eastenders, or they actually work on the set and stuff like that, every little help can help, even if you just take pictures for me. I know you're not supposed to, but we have actually literally built this from scratch with no guidance. We're just looking at Google Maps and literally just watching the television series to get the actual exact textures and stuff as best we can. As I said, it's not going to be 100% perfect, because it's not, and I know it's not perfect because there's like slopes and stuff. If you go into the Eastenders, if you watch the Eastenders, there's from the station there's like a little slope that goes around to where the betting shop is and the chemist. We haven't done that yet because we said we don't know the lay of the land and which heights and stuff get put into it, because we don't know, because we've never been to the set. So as it stands at the moment, we just leave it as is, because we're not going to go and do it. We don't know what we're doing, if you know what I mean. Once again, it's going to start popping things in as we get. It's just literally popping that map at the back in again. So because we're going outside now. Right, we're going to go back. We're going to go into the main square area now. As I said, it will start popping things in as we walk around. So this is the little bus stop you sometimes see in the back of shops. As I said, it's still resin in at the moment. Give it time, it will resin. It just takes a little while to res certain things in because, as I said, we're broadcasting at the same time as resin stuff into. So it'll come in eventually, like it has done now. It all eventually pops in. As I said, it's because we're actually broadcasting live from within the server. That's why it's taking a little time to pop things. It usually doesn't take this long to pop in. It's because we're using quite a lot of resources to broadcast at the same time as running the virtual servers of the whole entire thing. Right, we're going to move along very swiftly now, so we've got to get over to Storybrooke soon. Anyway, getting back in here. This is the pharmacy. This is Turpin Road Pharmacy, which you see in the show. This is the Prince Albert. We just started redoing the Prince Albert because they change it so many times. So we have to try and keep up with the present trends, which is in Eastenders. And it's not always easy because they change things at a drop of a hat like that sometimes. So we're literally still working on getting all the Prince Albert stuff up on there, all the gubbins of the actual set and stuff like that. So that's what we've done. So we actually managed to paint it because it used to be like a reddy colour or like a crimson terracotta colour, and then they changed it to green, which didn't help us because we had to repaint the whole entire building again. So yeah, we've got over here. There's some phone boxes as usual, and if Alex moves along. This is the account, and this has been in the show for ages. I think Pat Butcher used to work in there at one point. But there's a door here. I think that's where the new Indian family have got their office upstairs, which should be above this area here, as far as I know. Don't quote me on that, as I said, because I'm just going from what I can remember. I know they've actually got an office above the accountant's shop, which was probably a house at some time at one point or other. But yeah, that's the Indian people's business that they run upstairs, which you saw in a few occasions now. Going along here, we've got Bill's Place, which is the fish shop. As I said, we haven't finished the actual inside of it yet. We haven't put the door on, we haven't put none of the counters in yet. It's just there so that we know where it's actually placed. So that's Bill's Place in Bill. And then across over the road, you've got his other company, which is Wolford East. Wolford East. Once again, we're still working on that. We've got to put the doors in and stuff like that, because this is the only bit you see. In the actual inside there's not actually a restaurant. The actual restaurant's actually filmed in a studio. So This is just like the outside for where you see people going in and out of the restaurant. They just use this scene to match it up with the set they've actually got inside the main studio. And of course, if we go further along here, as I said, it'll start resonating as we get closer to things. Some things pop in straight away, some things take a little while. This is Ruby's, which has been changed. This club has been changed so many times. It was E20. It was Angie's. It was called Sunrise or something. I can't remember. Don't quote me on all these. But this club has been so many clubs. Honestly, it is now currently, as it stands, Ruby's at the moment, because Ruby's taken over it. So we had to once again change it up again from Wolford, from the E20, which when it was Mel's place, we had to wait. Once again, we had to change the outside again. This place we're still working on as well. This is Fox and Hair. This is the hairdressers that you see in EastEnders. In the original, now I want to. This had detailed. I've got a good idea. Detail. In the original one, before it became Fox and Hair, there used to be a staircase inside there. It went up to the next floor up. It's not there now. They've decided to take that out. I think that's where the desk. I think the desks, the corner desk sits there, and then they've got a big counter that goes across the lot there, and they've got some. I think they've got some sort of LED thing. And then there's a doorway that comes out here, which leads into the back room, and then of course you've got this area around here, which is where they do all the hairdressing and stuff like that. So yeah. Apparently there's a boxing shop next door to it as well, as far as I know. Once again, don't quote me on that, as I said, because we're just building what we see. So as I said, it's still under construction, as I said. That's why it's actually closed to the public. And of course, across the road here, you've got On the Spot Cash, which is the cash converters type of place for EastEnders, where they can take their used junk and sell it off. Or buy stuff, whatever. And then of course you've got Coca and Mitchell's, which is now run by Stuart and Rainey. I think they're absolutely hilarious. Them two, their characters have evolved so much. They're so good for each other. Them two, they're so funny. Love their characters. Yeah, so you got Coca and Mitchell there. They should change the name of that. They should change it to I don't know, Highway and I don't know. Yeah, just call it Highway's Funeral Arrangements, because I think that's what they should change it to. It shouldn't still be Coca, because Coca doesn't run it no more. I don't think Jay's actually. You don't usually see Jay in there that often now. The actual. I know he still goes in there, but it's very rare you see him there. He's always doing other stuff now, so you don't actually. It's very rare you actually see him in there. I think you see him in there a couple of times, but yeah. There's a Polish delicatessens, as I said, over in the corner there, which is just off to one side. Excuse me. So there's that, and then of course you've got this place here. This is like a kebab shop. They use this quite a lot in EastEnders. This particular place. You'll see the sign resin in a minute once it's there we go. McClunky's. This is where they go and get all their like chicken takeaways and stuff like that. And they've done quite a lot of scenes in this. This actually is an open set, as far as I know. You can actually walk in there and it's actually set up like the actual set is not on the stand stage, as far as I know. I think it's like a walk-in set, as far as I know. But don't quote me on that. Like as I said, this is sheer guesswork, guys. So if any of you EastEnders producers, sound designers, or wherever are out there, actors, actresses are out there, or actors, should I say, because they call it actors now, don't they? If any of you guys out there, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can actually walk into this particular thing. It's another set like the other set. You can walk in the fish shop and the Minute Mart. They're physical sets you can actually walk into. I think this is another one you can actually walk into, as far as I know. But do quote me if I'm wrong on that in the Twitter stream, as it were. As I said, I'm going to try and move Alec a bit further now, because we're sort of got to try and get over to Storybrooke very shortly. And I've got to literally send him on the train to get over there. So this is the marketplace where they actually. This is where the market when you want to hire market stalls for the marketplace, which is around the corner. We'll go and visit that in a minute. This is where you would go there to pay your due fees for the marketplaces and stuff like that. It was featured quite a lot when Robbie was running the whole shebang there. And there's a bloke who actually controls all the market stalls. This building here, once again, we don't know what this is because we haven't got a picture of it. We know it's. I think Alex is lagged out again. We know, so he's going to go smack into a wall, poor sod. We know for a fact that it's an actual building that has actually got like, it looks like it could be a youth centre or something like that. I'm not too sure what it is. I don't know, you don't actually see it very much in the show, so we've just put it in there because as a building, but as I said, we don't know what the actual thing is. And we probably will never know what it is because we've never been to the Eastenders set. But I would love, I would love to actually just be invited down to the Eastenders set just once, just to look around, so I can then make notes for the actual virtual set to make it perfect. So that's what I like doing. I like making sets perfect for the actual people to come visit, because I know you can't go and visit the. That's what I'm saying. This is quite a good idea. Doing it this way, because people who really like Eastenders, and I know you're out there, people who really like Eastenders, I was just back into what I told you, poor sod. I do feel sorry for Alex sometimes. I don't know where he's disappeared to now. I'll see where he's gone. He's been thrown through a wall now. He's not going to be able to get out. Poor Alex. I might have to teleport him out because I don't think he can get out of here. Let me see if I can get him teleported out of here. Sorry, Alex. There we go. Lucky we've got a teleport system. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, as I said, I don't know what that place is there. Can we go back to your? Sorry, can we go back to your East? Oh, I can. Thanks. So I don't know actually what that place is there. As I said, if you could help us in any which way or form, if you work on the production team of Eastenders, let us know. I would love to find out. Just IM me on Twitter. And say to me, right, and tell me what it is, because I don't know. These are all guesswork, as I said. Of course, you've got the police station here. This is the Wolford Police Station. This is literally over the back of the Eastenders set. They make it sound like it's far away, the actual police station, but it's not. It's literally at the back of the set. So you've got the actual gates there and stuff like that. There's Dagenham Dave's. Once again, you don't see this a lot at all in EastEnders. You only see it every so often. And there's an actual house here. This is called Victoria something, I think it's called. What's it actually called? Oh, I think Alex is lagged again. Poor sod. It's called Victoria something, I think it's called. Perhaps we might have to just teleport him around, so it might be easier for him. Because he's having trouble. He's going to get thrown again. Yeah, poor sod. Yeah, it's called Victoria Square. This is where this is Victoria Square. There's an actual house there. It backs onto another house because they use multiple sides of houses and buildings for other locations. So there's a house on this side as well as the house on the other side. The house on the other side is where the other Indian family live, the Pakistani family, I think they are. They lived there, with, I can't remember their names for the life of me, but you know who I'm talking about. They live on the corner, and they had like cameras and stuff, and they used to adopt, foster people. You know who I'm talking about now. That's their house there, but they use the back end when they film in a different location to give it a different, so it looks like a different place, but it's actually not. It's the same place. Hopefully you can move. Around here, there's an alleyway. We won't go around there just yet, but I'll take you around there when we go into the main square. That also leads back to the main Eastenders set. Actually, Alex, if you can, make your way round to the main square if you can now. I was going to show you the gardens and the things, but they're not worth it because you know exactly what they look like. So Alex is working his way around to the main square. There we go. So of course you've got the famous Queen Victoria, where everything always happens, whether it's a bitching fight, or whether it's a love scene, or whether it's a suicide scene. Everything seems to happen in that pub. And one thing it did annoy me. It just really freaks me out when it happened. Do you know that storyline, the story arc where Stuart, where he got shot or something like that, and he was going around the thing, trying to get Linda and stuff like that, and winding the whole mick up and stuff like that. What annoyed me, they've got a really good alarm system in. Where are the cameras? A pub has cameras in, and they haven't got no cameras. Seriously. EastEnders, come on. We're talking 2020 now. every place has cameras in it, and I know it's because of the storyline that you wanted to do that, so you wanted to do that sort of storyline. But I know for a fact that you do have cameras because because even Ruby's has cameras, you know. So why hasn't the Queen Victoria got cameras? Simple. Anyway, enough of that. So we're walking into the main set now. Of course, you've got the famous laundrette where Doc Cotton used to work, and Pauline and Ethel in the earlier days of EastEnders. That's always been a feature of EastEnders, is the laundrette, because you can get lots of gossip in there. Then, of course, you've got across the way, you've got Bridge Street Cafe, which is Kathy's little cafe. That doesn't quite make sense the way that's laid out inside. The studio one is a little bit bigger than the actual exterior set, because if you walk into Kathy's, she's got a counter and then it goes back further. The only thing I could think of the way they get around it is if it actually, part of it goes into Ian Bill's place and cuts into that, because it wouldn't physically make sense, because they've got two windows here and then it suddenly goes back, and then they've got that little kitchen area where you see them preparing food. So that wouldn't quite make sense on the actual set itself. And apparently there's a toilet in there as well, which also doesn't make sense. So please help me and give me an explanation why it doesn't match. I suppose it's just, once again, it's aesthetics. So when people walk into cafes, they take you straight into the studio. Of course, this is the new feature they've added into EastEnders. This is just recently been added when we came back from lockdown, which is the memorial or the mural of that black woman, Dreefa, whatever her name is, the famous Senate lady, I think it is. As I said, once again, correct me if I'm wrong. So this is a new thing that they've actually put into EastEnders, and of course we had to update our set in the virtual one as well to go along with the actual EastEnders set. So we did that. We actually updated it only the other day, funny enough, because they used to have a billboard up on top there, which used to be up there. And the Bridge Street sign used to be further down, and they look like they've moved it up for the mural. So it used to be where, around about, hang on Alex, could you just look up a little bit? There, around about there, I think that's where the sign used to be, the Bridge Street sign used to be, but they've moved it sort of like way up there now. Which it wasn't there in the first place. I think they've just made room for this the mural, this huge massive mural they've got on the side of Ian Bill's place. So yeah, so of course we had to update it ourselves in the virtual set to make it match the original EastEnders set. As I said, we do keep an eye on what's going on in EastEnders. As I said, if you do work for the production team, if you could send me a picture of the jewellers, that would be lovely. Because I actually don't, because you only see it a very split second. I'm hoping they'll do some scenes near the jeweller shop so I can actually get a good look at the jeweller shop, and then we can swipe it and actually put it into the virtual set. And as I said, across the way, we've got Minute Mark. We actually went past Minute Mark. Do you want to go back to Minute Mark, Alex? Thank you. So yeah, got Minute Mark. We haven't finished it inside the Minute Mark yet. As I said, you can still. This is an open set as well, where you can actually go inside. They do actually film inside the actual Minute Mark. It's actually got above. It's actually got like a skylight, as far as I know, and they got ceiling lights as well in there. But we haven't finished that, so it's not really worth looking around in there. We've set it up as best we can with the fridge at the back there, the lottery thing over the back. And the counter where the till is and stuff, and then there's like a shelf over there. Then there's another shelf next to it which has got sweets and chocolates on, and then there's the magazine rack which is further along. I think we did put the magazine rack in, did we? Can't remember. Alex likes to move to the side. I'm sure we did put we did put the magazine rack in. But in between the actual magazine rack and the food rack, there's as I said, that's where all the chocolates and stuff are stacked up, which we haven't put in the sweet area. We will put that in eventually. And of course, next door you've got the laundry as I showed you before. So if we go right away around, sorry Alex, I'm making you go giddy now. As I said, it's resin bits in as we turn around because we're moving really fast. As I said, they will pop in. And of course, you've got the famous Queen Vic here. The very famous pub, as I said. Once again, we haven't built the inside of the pub because, once again, that's they don't use the inside of the pub. I don't know if they're going to be using the inside of the pub on the new set, the brand new set the BBC are building on the other back lot, which is over the back of this one. Whether you can actually going to be a physical set, I I don't know, like Brookside used to be, where they used to use film physical sets. We don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, so that's basically just a facade, a facade. I think they call them facades, where it's actually just inside. It's just an empty room where they just stack things when they're not using them. They put stuff in there, and they just use the because you said when you see them walk through the door, you never actually see directly inside it because they cut straight inside. So when they go through the front door, they cut from the inside, then you go through the other door. So yeah, but yeah, lots of dramas happened at the pub, as we well know. So that's the Queen Vic. Just keep an eye on the time because we've still got to go over to Storybrooke here. Yeah, so here this is number 1 Albert Square. This is, well, the underneath used to be Dr. Legg's, where Dr. Legg used to live, and then above it the current residence is which used to be Chantel and Gray, who killed his wife, as you well know. If you haven't watched it, I do apologise for spoilers, but he does actually kill her. He pushes her onto the dishwasher and she gets stabbed. I like Chantel, she was a really good actress. So yeah, so that's number 1, that's where Gray lives. And next door to that, if Alex looks across to the other side, that one there, I'm not sure if they live upstairs, down. I think they live upstairs or a flat above. I'm not sure if it's upstairs or downstairs they live in. This is where Keegan and what's her face live. His wife. What is her name? I can't remember her name now for the life of me. Well, that's where they live in this flat here. But I think it's not sure it's the first floor or the top floor. I don't know. I don't think you've ever seen inside their flat, have we? Maybe we have. And then number 1, not number 1. This corner one here is where Ruby used to live. She used to live in the flat just above here. She used to live at number 5. That's where Ruby used to live. I don't know who lives there now. I ain't got a clue because she moved out. And downstairs, in the downstairs flat, you've got that Indian family. I can't remember the name of them, their family. I can't remember the names. Where Jagger, is it Jagger? And his mum, you know, the one who's potentially had cancer to keep the kids around. Yeah, well, that's where they live, downstairs in that bottom flat. It used to be Honey and Adam's flat before the lockdown, before that storyline finished. So that used to be theirs as well. Let's go over here. Of course, you've got Square Deals, which is, of course, the actual place where they actually do all the car deals and stuff. It's actually owned by what's his face at the moment, Mitchell and Jay. Yeah, so it's owned by those two at the moment. They're the ones that run it. I put some cars on the lot as well, so that I haven't put no prices on them, but I thought I'd just put them on there. It actually says Maximum Motors still. I need to change that to Square Deals. I must change that. I haven't changed that because it used to be called Maximum Motors when Max used to own it. I've just realised I haven't changed them yet, so I'm going to have to change those number plates to match the Square Deals one. Yeah, so that's that. Then carrying on over here. Here we've got I think it's the Bakers. I think they're called Baker. This is where Keegan, Karen, and Mitch, and the rest of the family live. They live in the flat above. And then down below it used to be, I think it's Ted. He used to own downstairs, but he's not in this series now. He went off with the African woman, and they went abroad. And then that was they used that when what's the face was going through that drug storyline as a drug den. What's the face that was quite a good storyline. And then moving along, this is where Dot lives. Also, Sonia lives there, and occasion I think what's the face Whitney lives there as well now. That's where the whole storyline unfolded with Leo, with him spying on them in the. I still don't know how he got into that loft. They haven't explained how he got into the loft, but yeah, that's you know that's one unanswered question they didn't answer. So that's number 25. That's Dot's original place where she lives. Moving along, can we move along again, please, Alex? Thank you very much. I like the pan effect, Alex. Cool. And of course, this one here, number 27, is where Jack Brannin and Max Brannin lives with his Jack and his daughters live, or his daughter and his kids. They live there. So does Max live there? and what's her name? Kim as well. Kim was, I think it was Kim. Is it Kim? Kim? No, not Kim. D. She also lived there. Not Kim. Kim's her sister. Dee also lived there for a little while until they got Raymond back, and then she moved out, and she's back to her place again. And of course, 29. This at current moment, we don't know who lives downstairs. Nobody knows who lives downstairs, number 29. But if any of the producers want a new person to live downstairs, I'd be quite happy to live there, so at least I can get a look at the set. If you want a new character, yeah, I'm here. Joking. But yeah, so we don't know who lives downstairs at number 29. 29. We know who lives at 29B. That is Mick and Linda Carter. They now live in the flat upstairs, which used to be, I think it used to be, what's his face? Kisses. Kit. Can't say his word name now. Kush. There we go. Cush's place. That's where he used to live, but he moved out and moved in next door. Oh, I know, it's all confusing. Alex is doing a nice sidestep again. And of course, the other place on this square is, of course, the famous number 31. This is where the Slaters live. There's a lot that goes on in this place. As I said, there's a big storyline going on at the moment. So that's the Slaters' place. That's where the actual Slaters live. And then if we get across there, as I said, we're still working on these places. So if you don't see doors and stuff like that, it's because we're still working on them. This is the Mitchell's place. This is where Sharon was. She now runs the pub, as you know. And also, this is where Ben lives. Callum lives there as well now with him. So and of course his dad as well. And then of course this place here is where Dee has now moved to. She's moved back into where Patrick's place is with Raymond. It was also Kim's place as well. For a little while when she broke up with Victor, because they used to live at number 1 Albert Square. I try and keep up as Eastenders as best I can, so if I'm getting things wrong, I apologise in advance. But I'm trying to give you a tour here. Now this flat here, as I said, we haven't put the front door on this yet, but this place here is where Jay and Billy lives, and Honey at the present moment in time. So that's where those three live. They always seem to move, when they move out of place, they seem to either move across the road or just round the corner. It makes sense, you would move out the yard, I would have thought. There's always places available, isn't there, in this place? I don't know why, it suddenly becomes available. And then, of course, over in the corner now, that's where the other Indian family are. The two Indian girls. Well, I think one of them's left now, isn't she? And then now I've got the other one who's dating, what's the face from the other family. I can never remember their names. You know who I'm talking about, though. But that's their place. That's the adopted Indian family who used to adopt things. I think they're Indian or Sikh or something like that. I can't remember. As I said, don't quote me once again. And then, of course, we've got this now. It's been a few places. This was Cush's mum's place for a little while. And then it got taken off of Kush and Cush's mum because she moved out. And then Mel moved in there with her son, and then Mel and her son perished, and now Ruby actually lives in this place. So it's gone around the whole block. So this is Ruby's place here now. So that's Ruby's place now. Number 43. That's it. I was waiting for it to res in. And then of course directly next door to that, you've got Kathy. And Ian Bill, who's not actually in Kathy's favourite books at the moment because she's tried to sell the Bridge Cafe without Kathy's consent, so he's not in her good books at the moment. But yeah, so that's that. There's actually on top of the roof, we haven't actually put it on yet, but there's actually skylights on the roof. We haven't put them in yet. We will eventually put them in. So that's the tour. There's one other place. Alex, could you just go round the back? I don't know which way you want to go. It's up to you. No, around the back of what we call it street, where the little cafe is. Yeah, he knows what I mean. So what Alex is going to do, I'll show you what I mean by multitask using. As I said, this is the two houses at this side, okay? So when we go around to the other side of these places, you'll see what I mean. So going around here, there's a bus stop here usually in the actual Eastenders. There's the actual bus stop there. Now, this would be the entrance to Sharon's place here. There'd be a wall around here. We haven't finished it once again. That leads into Sharon's place, which we're going to be building. We're actually going to build the inside of the kitchen area because you do stuff. I'm not too sure if it's actually a set, because sometimes you actually see them open the door from the outside, but I'm not too sure if that's inside the set, opening to the inside of the set, or if it's actually a little section of the physical set that's actually built inside that little box there. Don't know for sure. But so this is Sharon's. This would be where Sharon's front door is. But the funny part about it, if you go around the side, because it's just for pure filming, they have a different house at the side there. I'm not too sure what this shop is. I don't know what that shop is. I ain't got a clue what that is. I know there's Marshall and Hammond, which is like estate agents. And then, of course, at the back of Kim's and Dee's place and Patrick's place and Billy and Jay and Honey's place, this is what's on the back of their place. So when they're doing films, like when they go to the cafe, you can actually sit inside this cafe as well. It's another one you can sit inside. So this is like a walk-in set as well. You can actually walk into. I think they've got about 3 or 4 sets like that you can actually walk in. They actually use this also. I noticed as well they actually use this for the South End. I think it was this they used for the South End scene. What they did, they took the window off and changed it and put South End on it. And then outside here they put like a picture of the South End pier. And then you saw the wind blowing outside with the things. So that's what they did. And I'm sure this is the cafe they used to film that scene in, because they couldn't, of course, go down to Southend. They usually do film in Southend, but they couldn't go down Southend because of the lockdown. And they couldn't travel away from the studios. So they sort of doubled this place up to pretend it's an actual cafe somewhere in Southend. And they just changed the window, as far as I know. So that was that. That is basically the Eastenders set in a nutshell, really. I don't think we've forgotten to show anything apart from the Mitchell's place under the Archies and the what we call it centre, the youth centre, whatever it is. Actually, before we go, because we're going to have to go around that way anyway, so I'm going to try and get Alex to go over there if he can. He's working his way around there. So Alex, if you can probably go over there for me, that would be helpful. Just go around that bit at the back of where the centre is and the garage, the mechanics, because then you can walk out the set and head towards the station to get us to Storybrooke then, because that's where we're going next, guys. Storybrooke. I was going to show you a bit more Slowlywood, but time is pushing on, so we're going to maybe save that for another day, showing you around the actual town that this is all residing in. But we need to get over. We really do need to. He's going through walls again. It's the lag. That's what happens when you get a lag. That means he's going to go smack into a wall. Poor sod. This is what happens when we get lag. He'll probably end up somewhere in a studio, back into my studio probably. Depends how long the lag lasts. Okay, it didn't last that long, that's good. That's what happens when we get a drift on the lag, because we're actually broadcasting live from the actual server, and it doesn't like it. It really does not like being broadcast live. So what we're going to do is going to go around to here. Just show you this area hasn't been built up maybe yet. This is where the park is, where they have a lot of chats and stuff. There's a telephone box right there as well. This is where the park is usually located here, where they have a seesaw. I think they've got a seesaw around about the swing, the 2 little tyre swings, and there's a fence that goes around the thing here. And then of course you've got Mitchell's Autos. That's once again a set you can actually walk inside, because it's open, like an open set. It's actually not filmed on the back lot. And of course you've got this one as well. I think this is an actual open set as well, where they can actually go inside. The Wolford Community Centre, of course, which is just here. There's another window up there somewhere, but I can't remember where it's located. And there's another little doorway underneath the bridge as well, but I can't remember what's supposed to be there, like a snooker hall or something. I don't know. It's all very tight and confusing. But so that's the tour of EastEnders. I hope you enjoyed the tour of EastEnders. So I'm going to get Alex now to head towards over to the station, if you wouldn't mind, Alex, because he's got to get over to Storybrooke now. And while he's heading towards Storybrooke, we'll go back to me, and then we'll get back to Alex when he arrives at Storybrooke. We're going to run this stream's going to run a little bit longer than usual, because we're going to show you around Storybrooke next. So bear with us. As I said, there's so much to show. It's like crazy the amount of stuff we've got to show you guys. As I said, Alex is heading as fast as he can. Is there any chance you could run, Alex, please, so we can get so we can get there a bit quicker? It's going to really go mad. He's not going to like this at all. That's it. That's him running, but it looks. I think he's going to knacker him out. So yeah, so we're still in the studio at the moment. We're going past my sound stages where I broadcast, which has just gone past there. We're going past the Studio Manor, which is that place over there. This place, if Alex, can you stop a second, please? Thank you. If you look over to your left-hand side, Alex, thanks. That that big building there is it's a studio, but it's a tank studio. It's actually got a big tank in it. So if they want to do water scenes and stuff like that, we can film inside the tank. So that's that. Sorry, Alex, you can carry on now. And of course, coming up, we've got the visitors area where people can just chillax, and we've got like candy floss machines and stuff like that. It's just purely just for socialising, so you can have a chat with your friends and stuff like that if you come over here. Then we've got Soundstage A. That's our second biggest soundstage. Soundstage A and F are our biggest sound stages in the actual virtual studio. I'm not going to bother going in there today because it's just one big open space. It is massive inside there. As you can see the actual size of it. It's just big. And that's the studio office over there. That's like the manager's office. That's where Alex usually find Alex when he's working. He works all the time. He's a good worker. So that's his office where he uses. That's the studio offices. That's where he usually resides, if he's in the offices at all. Because most of the time he's in and around the actual rest of the simulator. And of course the studio house. We're going to go through the security door. This is the security thing here. Sometimes we do have a security guard walking around. Don't worry, he won't tell you off or nothing. He just walks around every so often. You might see him walking around this area. I think Alex gave him the day off today. So that's the studio offices. We'll go through this thing here. You're probably asking why we've got a TARDIS, because we're big Doctor Who fans as well. So this character here is very famous in Second Life. This character's called a noob. All the noobs used to look like this in Second Life before they had all the nice avatars. So now we sort of just have that as like a nod to Second Life sort of thing, the old Second Life we used to have. That's where he's going to be heading soon. This is just the outside. There's a big massive shopping centre over the back there. We're not going to get to see today. Of course, our lighthouse. That's the way. Also, we're not going to go into the TARDIS today. If you ever do come over here, when it goes on live, if you go to the hub, this also lets you vote for new things we're building. At the moment, vote for your next project to build. We're actually going to be building Wisteria Lane or Coronation Street, one of those two. We've also, the project we're working on, as well as the Eastenders set at the moment, we're building Delos, Westworld, the original from the original Delos. So we've got lots of things going on in Studio One. It's got loads of stuff going on. There's loads of sets being built. Just loads, tons of stuff. Alex, if you want to go in there a second, if you don't get lagged out. Is he going to go in there? Can you get in there? Yeah, he's getting in. So this is how we do it. Yeah, some places have music I said on them, so I do apologise if you use danger. I'd just like to turn that down, it's quite loud. Can we just go out again? So I need to get to the menu. Thank you very much. I need to turn that down so it's really loud. Let's turn it down so it's just in the background for us. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Right, we'll go back to you now, Alex. So Delos is the project we're actually also working on at the moment. This is what we're building at the moment. We're building a big massive island. If Alex actually goes to that little map thing, you'll see what I mean. So in the centre you've got the main Delos hub, which is where they control all the robots from, or the androids. There will be androids there, like NPCs. That bit, I've got to remember which one's what now. The red, I think the red, hang on, I'm trying to remember which one's what. I think red's the Roman world. Or is it the... Oh, we've got 3 worlds basically. We've got Roman, Western and Medieval. They're the 3 worlds we've actually got. I think that actually red one might be the Medieval world. The other one's the Roman. I think that's the Roman world down there. And then of course in the top corner with the little blue stick sticking out of it, that's the Western world, because it's got like lots of hillsides and stuff in there. And then the red one, which is a little red stick sticking out, that's Medieval world. And then of course the yellow one down below is of course like Rome. So they're the things we're working at the moment. We're actually building them up at the moment. We're actually constructing Delos, the original Delos we're talking about, not the new Westworld, the original Delos. When you do come here, when you do get here, when we go on proper servers and stuff, you can come here and vote. You click on these little things and it just puts the votes up so we know what people are voting for. So you can go, oh, I want to vote for Wisteria Lane to be built next, and we will go and build that. Or if you're into Coronation Street, we'll build the Coronation Street set as well. Over here, this is basically telling you what's in top place, what comes second, what comes third on votes. And of course over here, these are completed projects. This just shows you, it usually gives you a link so you can go directly to those actual products. As you can see, that's where we're going next, Storybrooke. Usually you would click on this and it will give you like a landmark which will allow you to teleport to, but because we're on virtual servers at the moment, we can't do that. So Alex is literally going to have to take the train to go over there. So that's where we're heading next. Alex, I'm going to move a bit closer so that's people can see. This is where we're going to be heading next. This is the original. This is a picture of the original Storybrooke, so you can see what it looks like from the original Steveston. That's where actually Once Upon a Time was filmed. And we've literally created the whole of Storybrooke. And I'm going to go and send Alex over there now. As I said, this stream will be going on a little bit longer tonight than usual because we've got so much to take in tonight. So we'll probably have an extra. We'll probably be finishing for about 7 o'clock tonight, depending on the outcomes and stuff like that. But Alex, if you want to now head towards the station, and then we'll leave you, and then we'll catch up with you when you arrive at Storybrooke. So Alex is into it. You don't usually use this. It's because we're admins, so he can actually use this to actually get to where we need to get to. But it does take a little while. This is the station when you arrive. We've got 2 stations almost exactly the same. This is where you arrive when you first come into the studio world. These are the actual places where you would turn up when you choose where you want to go. So Alex, if you want to go downstairs to the subway, if you wouldn't mind, and then we'll leave him to ride the subway while it comes back to me until he arrives at Storybrooke. Once he's arrived at Storybrooke, so give us a nod, and it's the subway trains there. Lovely. Yeah, get on the train, Dawn. Might as well. Okay, so he's actually on the train. Go on, go and sit down. Go and sit down. Might as well. So he's actually sitting down now. So yeah, so we're gonna go and leave Alex. I'm gonna switch his sound off because that sound will annoy me constantly if he's on that sound thing. So I'm just gonna switch that sound off there so we don't hear it on the stream. So yeah, so while Alex is taking the subway to where we're going next, as we can see, he's quite funny. He's sitting on the subway. So yeah, so Alex is on the subway. He's ready to get to where we got to go. So we're going to leave Alex for the time being, if we can. There we go. So Alex is on his way to next. As I said, the next stop on our journey will in fact be Storybrooke. So I'm going to keep an eye on the screen so I know what he's actually doing and I can see what he's up to. Otherwise, we won't know when he gets there. Let's see if we can do this. Let's go. Just making sure that he's actually going in the right direction. Hopefully we should get him to get there. I'm just hoping that he won't lag out. I'm just bear with me, I'm just keeping an eye on him to make sure he actually gets there safely because it's going cross servers. Because we don't want to lose our virtual assistant, so we won't be able to have a look around. So I'm just waiting for him to, I think he's logging onto the actual servers now. I think. Okay, I think we can. Just waiting for. Bear with me. As I said, this is because he's actually going over to another server, which is where Storybrooke's located. So I'm just waiting to get confirmation from him so that we know where he is, and hopefully we should be able to. I'm hoping that he'll get over to Storybrooke safely. Set. Just hoping that this works for him, because it's quite a journey he's got to take on. Let's see if he'll do it. Right, I'm just checking to make sure. As I said, do bear with me. I said because we've not done this, we're not gone live over to Storybrooke before, so we're trying. I'm just making sure that he gets there okay. As I said, it's not as easy as it looks. All this because it can be quite complicated. Just making sure that he's. I think we should be okay. Anyway, while we're waiting for him to get to Storybrooke, I'm hoping that he'll go there. I'm keeping an eye on my screen here so I can see when he actually arrives. Yeah, so you've had a look at the Eastenders set. You've actually had a look at the Back to the Future set. We give you a nice big tour of the studio. So we're actually going over to... yeah, I'm just making sure that it's... Is it going to the right area? Yeah, I think we are. I'm just making sure that we're actually going over to the right area because sometimes it doesn't always pick up this area. Not too sure if that's doing the right thing there. Just hope he gets there safely. Oops. Not too sure if he's going to get there or not. Okay. Hopefully, it looks like he's... I'm just checking the actual server now. I think he might be arriving soon, hopefully. I think we might be lucky. Come on. Right, anyway, so why I'm waiting for him to get over to the server. Right, as I said, so we've seen Back to the Future, we've been to the Eastenders set, I've shown you around the virtual studio. We didn't get a chance to actually see Storybrooke today, actually showing you the clubs and stuff like that, but we will show them next time round when we come back here. So hopefully, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that he gets there in one piece because it's a long travel down the server cables to get to the Storybrooke. I said, what you usually do, you either go to Storybrooke or you go to the studio itself. They're all on separate sections of servers. So I'm just hoping that he gets over there in one piece, poor sod. Oh, hello. It looks like we might be able to. I think he's already. Has he arrived? I think he might have arrived already. I'm not too sure, but I think he has. I'm just checking on the actual server itself. Make sure that he's okay and he's got there fine. It looks like we might be in luck. I think we're in luck. Right, so I'm just going to see if we can... I've got to trace him now. Because what it'll do, it will teleport him to... it will teleport him to the road to Storybrooke, hopefully. This is where I'm hoping it'll appear. Because when you first arrive in Storybrooke itself, you actually start on the road to Storybrooke. I'm just making sure. I'm going to need to check on that server there. So as I bear with me, because I said this is the first time I've ever done this in live, or whatever that is. Just checking on the server to make sure he's actually got there. Did he get there? Oh, please hope he's got there. I'm just looking on the server now to see if it actually arrived. As I said, because what we're doing, we're passing between two separate servers because the studio where we've just been, or where should I say, where we've just come from, is on a totally different server to where we are, where we was. Storybrooke's on its own entire server because it's quite big. And we couldn't fit it on the simulator that we was already in. I think we might be lucky. I can just getting some data retrieval from Storybrooke at the moment. It lets me know if he gets there in time. It's telling about Alec, because he's our agent. They're called agents when they go into different servers. It looks like he's actually arrived, I think. Looks like he might be there. Oh, so he's just waiting for it to res in by the looks of things, hopefully. And then we can go and have a look around Storybrooke. How cool is that? Oh, there we go. I think he's arrived. He has actually, guys, he's actually arrived at Storybrooke. Oh my god, this is so exciting. Okay, guys, now we're actually in Storybrooke. He's actually managed to get there in one piece. Yeah, so we're gonna go. Well, as I said, we're gonna go and look around Storybrooke now. So this stream's going a bit longer than usual tonight. As I said, because we've got so much to show you tonight. So what I'm also going to do is actually save this stream as well, so that anytime I need to play it, save me going into it, I can just show you the video, guys, of what we did. So if you have missed it, or if you didn't see it live, I'll let you know when we come back in here again, so you can watch us live, and then you can have a proper look around. Right. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready for Storybrooke? Here we go. I'm going to see if we can get off the stream. Let's not get off the stream. Get the actual splash screen behind me off. Hopefully we should see Alex. There he is. He's actually made it to Storybrooke. Where he's actually located at the moment is the right. Alex, can we go through your eyes again? Sorry, dude. So we can have a look around. This is where you appear. When you first arrive in Storybrooke, this is the place you'll appear. It's the road to Storybrooke, as you can see. We're on the big massive dirt road that sort of like is here. And then what happens when you move forwards, it's just in case you do happen to come in here when we go, oh, you can't see it yet. Oh no, you can't, on the stream you can't see it. Hang on, Alex, wait a second before you move forward, before you do anything else. Let me just make sure they can see it on the stream. I'm hoping this will work. There we go. Now you can see him. It's just I forgot to switch the transition over. So yeah, so Alex is in Storybrooke now, as I said. This is the road to Storybrooke. Now, the road to Storybrooke is where it all begins. As you know, in Once Upon a Time, they've got this. It's called the town line, which hides Storybrooke from the general public. So it's like, because it's a magical realm, as you well know. So this is basically what the setup is here. We've actually got a whole area where you appear. It gives you the whole Storybrooke effect. So if you want to start walking forward, you'll see the forest in front of you disappear. It sort of fades, it disappears. You'll see what I mean when he walks forwards. That's what he's doing at the moment. He's walking forward. And as he gets closer to the trees, you'll see that suddenly disappear when he gets close enough. Hopefully. It's getting close now, so that should start disappearing very soon. There we go. So that's now disappeared. You can actually see the town line. See? When he actually moves forwards, he's passing over into Storybrooke realm now. Now he's actually in Storybrooke. As you can see, it says now entering Storybrooke. And of course over here, you can actually see the town line, which is literally just here. That's the town line. We built this place because we know there's a lot of cosplayers out there who love Once Upon a Time. They love the episode. They dress up as the characters. This is the ultimate place for you guys because we built this especially for you guys who are really into Once Upon a Time. What this allows you to do, we've actually got shops and stuff here where you can do your avatar up. We've got dresses and stuff like that. We will be doing sort of like a range of special dresses and stuff for character, cosplay characters. If you want to play Regina, or if you want to play Regina as the witch, or as the not the witch, the sorceress. And we're going to have like rumple costumes and stuff. There's so much stuff we're going to be doing to this. And guys, you can actually live here as well, which is even better. You can go around in a normal avatar, and then when you want to take turns in playing Regina, one of you can take over playing Regina, and so forth. It's going to be like a whole role play thing. So this is where we are. So we're on the other side of the town line. Alex, why are you jumping? Why has he jumped up there for? Oh, I see what he's done. Why are you flying, Alex? Hang on. Why is he flying? Stop flying. There we go. He stopped flying. I don't know why he went into fly mode then. Right. Anyway, so as you walk towards this one here, it will automatically. Oh, there we go. We just straight away see how quickly that went. So now what's happened is now actually teleported you into Storybrooke itself. You're thinking, I don't recognise this place. Where is this godforsaken place? This doesn't look nothing like Storybrooke. This actually is the post office you start off in. This is just like the hub. We use the post office as a hub to access certain areas. So we can go back to Alex's view. Around here, we're going to have, hopefully, we're going to have interviews from stars and stuff like that on these monitors. And then this is going to be the story of how we built Storybrooke from the ground up. That's what's going to be on this wall here. And then, of course, you go out through this door here. We've actually got another place we'll show you a little bit later on. We'll keep you in suspense on that one. If you open this door, you'll recognise this straight away. We are now in Storybrooke, guys. This is Storybrooke. Welcome to Virtual Storybrooke. Are you ready for this? Go on, Alex. Slowly turn around. There you go. This is Virtual Storybrooke. I hope you enjoy this. I was hoping some people will come in so you can guide me and Alex around where you want to have a look at, but I'll just take you on a general tour today. So this server will be going online soon. I don't know when, because we've got to get it on a proper server where you guys can. As I know, this lockdown's a problem, and you missing your friends and stuff like that. So we thought we'd take it one step further. If you're a Once Upon a Time fan and you love the show and you've got friends who love it as well, then why not actually do some role playing or whatever and socialising in Storybrooke itself. Hence why we built this for you guys. So yeah, so Alex, if you want to just give us a general look around. If you remember correctly, this is where Prince and Harry had that sword fight on the benches, which is pretty cool. This is the Storybrooke poster where we've just come out of. You'll probably recognise that now we're outside it. So if we move along. Yeah, this is where Harry and Prince Charming, David, as it were, they were fighting. They were doing a sword fight on the benches here. You can actually sit on these benches as well if you really want to. There's a little park behind as well, so you can chill out in the park. Across the way, you've got the Storybrooke's Saving and Loans Bank. You don't actually see very often in here, so what's in here is just guesswork. You can just about see the counters over the back there, and settee, and like an office thing, another office over there, and there's a corridor that leads around the back over the back there as well. I think that's a fire exit door there, leads around the back. And as we walk down here, you can see you're in Storybrooke straight away. As we move along. Of course, you've got this Storybrooke bread shop, which the bloke who actually owns the bread shop has still kept that sign up, as far as I know, to this day. So if you do visit Steveston, which is in British Columbia, you'll be able to see the actual sign. He's still kept. I think he's kept it up to this day, and I think he just liked the sign, and it probably pulls crowds in as well, because you'll always see it when they come out of Granny's and going into Granny's. So you always see it in the background. Right, first place we're going to stop off at, of course, is Granny's. How could you not go to Granny's first? I'm going to switch the sound. I know there's some actually music sound going on here, but I need to switch the sound on so you can actually hear what's going on. There we go. Thank you, Alex. Back to your view. Okay, so we've got, it's just a little bit of background music while we're looking around. So we've got Granny's Diner. This is one of the... Is going to be such a popular hub when we actually go live, like when people can come in here, because people will just be hanging out at Granny's. I can just see it happening. So we're going to go straight into the diner, so you can get a good look at the diner. So yeah, we've got all the Granny signs, everything, and you can actually go inside Granny's Diner. Here we are inside Granny's Diner. It's almost an exact replica. Might be a few things that are not quite in right places, but the best we can do. As I said, because we've never been on the set or seen the set any which way or form. We're just going from what we've seen on the television series, so we have to build from that. But this is basically what you've got. This is Granny's Diner. We've got a big counter. Nice, looks like a nice cake on the counter. Makes me feel hungry. Very hungry actually. And then up top here you've got like the evening menu and the daily menus. The clock actually tells the real time. So what you're seeing on that clock now is the exact time you're seeing above here, above me, which is 1850 something. I can't actually see it on the screen, but it's 1850. So I think it's 1855. There we go. So that clock is exactly right. So whatever zone you're in, that clock will be showing your time zone. Oops, dropping the table. Why not? So yeah, so that clock's, as I said, you can see it's actually a proper clock. It's actually ticking away there. Of course, we've got the Granny's counter here. We've got all the seating areas where you sit down and chat to people. We've done as best job we can for the likeness of the actual show's version, because the actual Granny's Diner itself is actually a set. It's not actually on the real Canary Cafe, which is in Steveston. This is actually it. So when you go into the original Canary Cafe in Steveston, it doesn't look nothing like this inside. They've got like green beams coming down in between chairs and stuff like that. So this, what you're seeing now, is an actual set they actually film on. So when they do the inside scenes, you'll see them go into Granny's Diner or head towards Granny's Diner, and they cut to the studio version of Granny's Diner where you see them enter and go in, and then of course you're inside the set. So that's what that is there. So you've got Granny's Diner. We try to keep it as authentic as possible. As I said, we didn't get all these menus because we don't know what they say on them. But we know one of them says lobster dinner, which is $4.25. We know that because we've seen that in the show. Of course, the Philly's cheese steak, $2.49. The toilets and restrooms are through there. This is where they've had dartboard. They used to have a dartboard in here at one time, but they've put a jukebox in there now, which is actually, we actually rebuilt the jukebox in the actual show. And of course you've got the old phone over the side there, where you've seen them use that a few times. Now around here, we don't actually know where the toilets are, but this is our guess. We think that the toilets are here. Of course, inside these toilets, I don't think there's nothing inside these toilets. It's just like a room, because you don't ever see inside the toilets. Well, not that I've seen in the show. Correct me if I'm wrong. They probably have been in the toilet at one time or another. But as I said, I'm only going by what I know. So there's a door here. Actually leads back out onto the thing. Now, in the original Canary Cafe, they don't have this bit. What this bit is, the windows you see at the side in the actual set, they haven't actually got those windows because it's just a plain wall, because they've actually got like an extension on the outside, like a little bunker thing, like a lean-to. But just for the show, we actually matched it to the actual building of Canary's Diner, which is the original place in Steveston, and we try to match it as best we could. So it all looks like one complete place. And of course you've got the kitchen, which you don't really usually see. You just see someone standing in there creating stuff. But I thought we're going to have the whole entire kitchen in. We've got Pepsis in there, we've got bread rolls, we've got drinks, we've got a salad bar, we've got hot dogs, we've got chips, we've got oven and all. So it's like a proper kitchen inside there. So if you was to come in here and do cosplay and do some role playing stuff, you could literally physically role play in here. Like you could have someone behind the counter giving out food and stuff like that, and role playing to its utmost. And of course you've got the behind the Granny's counter, which is here. And of course, once again, attention to detail, in the Granny's fridge, we've got Granny's fresh sandwiches, ham and cheese wedge, what's that we've got there, turkey and, what's that, turkey and cheese, tuna salad and chicken salad. And there's a ham and cheese as well, by looks things in there. So I see tuna, there's tuna salads in there. So yeah, we spend no expense for the role play. You've got some lovely cakes in there as well, which look really delicious and make me feel very hungry. And of course you've got all these lovely donuts and little nibbles and stuff, and biscuits, cookies, fudge brownies, everything. It looks nice, doesn't it? And then you've got the coffee machine here, which is where they do the coffees. And above there, they've got the alcohol section. They have actually got alcohol on the shelves if you look multiple times. Sometimes she says, "Oh, just give me a stiff one or a stiff drink." And then I think Swan once had an alcoholic drink in there, as far as I remember. As well as like you've got like cupcakes. Oh, they look so nice, those cupcakes. Just make you feel hungry, doesn't it? So you've got cupcakes in there as well. A chocolate milkshake making machine. More cookies on top. Of course, you've got the soft drinks machines. I don't know what flavours they are. I know there's all that sort of colour. Probably one's blueberry, one's lemonade, and one's strawberry. I ain't got a clue. There's usually a till over here. Some of we haven't put that in yet. So, of course, we've got the cake at the end of the counter as well, which looks yummy as well. And then, of course, you've got all these seats. Any of these seats, if you come here anytime, you can actually sit in any of these seats. So you can literally meet up with your friends and literally sit down on these seats and have a good time. Right. In Scotland have reached a 6-month high. Going back out. Were recorded in the past 24. So what they actually did is it says Granny's Bed and Breakfast is around the corner. Now in the original, when we had the original Granny's Diner, there used to be a way through. It doesn't lead anywhere, but they used to have in the Granny's Diner itself, the door. There's a green door near the counter. It used to say this way to the bed and breakfast, which it wouldn't be in the same building. Apparently, Granny's Diner is apparently at the back of this place, but we don't actually never see them go to around the back of the place. We just see. I think we see the back of the place once in the car park scene, but that's it. But you never see actually Granny's Diner at the back. It just says around the corner. It doesn't state that it's directly behind the actual cafe, but it's there. So that's what we've got there, Storybrooke. Usually out here you'd see like loads of seats and stuff so they can sit down. We haven't put those in yet neither. Anyway, getting back over here. This is the shop I was telling you about. Now, for example, if you came in here, if you physically came in here and to role play and stuff, we've actually got in the modern fashion shop. If you walk in here, if it lets us in, it should do. There we go. In here, we've got where you can actually pick up your avatar body, like decent bodies and stuff. You have to excuse because some of them are the nude figures, so I'm just trying to avoid them as best I can. So this is where you would come in to actually pick up your characters. We've got different type of heads and stuff like that, meshes, different body types, dresses and stuff like that, eyes, all sorts of stuff going on in here. Different female heads that you can use. Got also like other heads there, and that's all in this one shop. So if you did want to have a decent avatar and you want to role play really well, you could come into the shop. We will be adding more dresses as well and stuff like that. As you said, this is this actual storybook is based on season 4 because we've got Any Given Sunday. The Any Given Sunday shop's been a tailor's, it's been a pet place, it's been a massage centre, like where they pamper you. So it's been quite a few things, this one shop. But I liked Any Given. I liked season 4 with Elsa and all those inside, and I kept it like that because I thought it was brilliant. With the Ice Queen and stuff like that. So this is inside what we've got inside here at the moment. As I said, this is all season 4. We kept it to season 4 because we was going to do a thing where you can actually click on the wall and change the look of whatever shop for whatever season you want, but then people be quick swapping and change, so we just left it as it is from season 4. But so, yes, you can come in here, chat to your friends, you can sit on any of these seats, sit around tables and chat to your friends, or if you want to role play, you can stand behind the counter as a Snow Queen. You've got all the actual flavours, vanilla, cherry, blood orange, banana, almonds, all these lovely ice creams in the cabinet there. You've also got chocolate peanut butter. Oh, that sounds so nice. Vanilla, strawberry, marbella. I think it's marbella. I think it's marbella. That's how you pronounce. Mango and coconut and coffee, and of course just coconut on its own. And then you've got like a little fridge at the back there where they had stored other ice creams. And then you've got the ice cream things where you put the coolness in. You've got all the sprinkles. And then you've got ice cream cones at the top here with a few other bits on top of the shelf, just for aesthetics, you know. So if you want to role play, you could literally role play in here. So that's the Any Given Sundays. again. And of course across the way you've got standard clocks, which is actually in the program itself. You can't actually go in the bakery. We never built the inside of the bakery because you've never seen inside the bakery, so we didn't bother building it. Standard clocks, you just see the windows. The neighbourhood, 5 and dine. There's nothing in there at the moment because they just put loads of stuff in the window, like knickknacks and whatnots in there, like toy stationery and stuff like that. But we haven't put nothing in the windows yet, so there's that. And then across the way as well, you've got the law firm. Once again, you can't go inside these buildings; they're actually locked up. There's nothing inside them. It just leads into a big, like, empty area. The chop shop, we did see that in one, but we haven't actually got around to building the inside of that yet. As I said, there's still a lot of building to do. Carrying along here, you've got the shoe shop, which is on the corner, and of course the famous Storybrooke hardware paint sign, which you see in every episode. And then around here, which once again we haven't built the inside of, we just got it there for aesthetics. We will eventually build these buildings, the down bit side in it, which will teleport you to another location, but because you can't actually go into the ground here because we're actually on ground level. So this is the rabbit hole. It says downstairs. It's basically set up exactly where the actual program set up. And of course over here you've got the sheriff's office. Once again, we've not finished this properly yet. We've just built some of it, as you can see. You've got the actual parking area, which is the Storybrooke Sheriff's Department authorised parking area. That's where Emma used to park her car there, if I remember correctly. And then of course you can go in. You can actually go into the station. Here's a quick note for you. If you don't know, if you do know, you should know this. The actual number of the station is 221B, which is associating with Sherlock Holmes Baker Street, which is in London. So that's a bit of a thing. They built that. They've done that on purpose. They put it at 221B. The sheriff's office, which is quite good. It's quite a nice little nod to Sherlock Holmes there. And of course, you can go through the door. As I said, we haven't finished the inside of the sheriff's office yet, so it's very basic in here at the moment. But this is where you would come. There'll be some places where you can make your teas and coffees and stuff along here. And then, of course, you've got Emma's office where she sits in here, and we'll put her desks and stuff in here. And then, of course, you've got the prison cells. So once again, you can do some really good role playing here. You can like get whoever wants to play Rumpel can be put into the jail, or someone else can be put into jail while they're investigating. You've actually got the windows that actually look out onto the memorial, mural. I won't say memorial, mural of the Wells, which is actually in the original show. That's actually in Steveston, that actual mural. Really nice looking memorial, and I managed to actually get it as well. And then of course you've got the dartboard, the actual thing. There's other few things we've got to put in here. We've got to put some desks in here as well. And then if you go through here, this is where, if I remember correctly, Emma blew a hole through the wall here. So we'll put that in for you. So we haven't done no upstairs yet. There you will be another corridor going off here, which we haven't put in yet, which will lead upstairs, but you never usually go upstairs to the sheriff's office anyway. You just always see the downstairs. But we're going to put the proper desks. There's about 3 or 4 desks in here with computers and stuff like that. And of course, Emma's office is directly here. That's where she is. There's a back exit fire escape just here, which takes you outside. As I said, we haven't finished this yet, so this is just for aesthetics at the moment. We've got a lot of work to do still. Oops, didn't mean to open that door. It's really hard to get out. There we go. And now, folks, if you'd like to move over to the library and the garage, that'd be lovely. As I said, this stream's a little bit longer than usual, as I said, because we are showing you a lot of info in these streams of the virtual worlds that we're building. Yeah, so you've got the garage, which you can see. I think if I remember correctly, that window there is what's his face? Hopper's Professor Hopper, whatever his name is, can't remember his name now. Jim G. Cricket, where his name is. That's his office up there. You can actually get to his office. You'd have to go through that door next to the Modern Fashions. You can actually go in the door up the stairs, but it takes you right way through the whole building, and then it takes you into where his office would be. But it didn't make sense. When I saw them entering that way, I thought, well, how the hell do they get to his office? So I literally had to build a corridor that takes you right way through the whole entire building to get you over to where he is. I'm not going up there now today because there's absolutely nothing in there at the moment. It's just like the shell of it. Where's your legs, Alex? What's his legs? So yeah, so heading towards the library. Once again, the clock's telling you the right time of your current, wherever you are in the world. If you come in here, depending on where you log into, that clock will say your time, not other people's time. It will say your time up there. As far as I know, that's what it does. I think that's what it does. Or it might be just the time of the server. I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that. But anyway, because the server's based in the UK, so. So in here, we open this door. Takes you into the library. Once again, we're still working on this at the moment. We've still got to texture some stuff in here. Now, in theory, there should be a nice mural on there of a tree of life, which is Regina's secret room. There's actually an elevator behind there, which you can access. But I don't think the slide door's working properly at the moment, so I don't want to risk opening it up because it'll probably go flying off somewhere. Oh dear. Go on, Alex, just try it, see if it opens up. Oh, there, it has opened it up, so there we go. So yes, you've got the actual elevator. You actually got the elevator here that takes you up to the clock tower. So that's actually in place. There we go, strap back down again there. And then of course, this is featured a few times in Once Upon a Time where they've been working out different things around this desk. This is the actual library. It's not much in here, as I said, it's just like a library. You've got desks in here as well. That's what because Bell took over this place, didn't she? Going back out, going down the road, of course. Yeah, this is the hardware store. As I said, once again, it's literally a hardware store in Steveston. This is so there's nothing really changed there. You can't actually go inside the building in my virtual reality because it's not used. All the buildings that are used in the actual story mode are they're going to be letting you go into in the actual film or program. Things like the Storybrooke dentists, very rarely you'll see inside the dentist, so we just basically shaded the windows out of glass. You do actually see inside this building, it's like a coffee shop, but I don't think they ever go in there. They might have gone there once or twice, I say, quote me if I'm wrong. But we've actually built the inside of it, so if we do need to build the inside, it's physically there, so we can actually build inside. And of course, across the way, we've got Golds. So this is Mr. Golds, as you well know. Almost like being in the real place, isn't it? But virtually. We haven't put none of the trinkets in his shop because there are quite a lot of trinkets we've got to make to actually put in his shop. But we will eventually put stuff in the shop, like all the trinkets, bicycles from the scene, and Mickey Mouse in the desk and stuff. You know what I mean? Because they do have like little Easter eggs in there as well. So we're going to go in here anyway, so we'll just show you around so you can see what it actually looks like. So we've got all the display cabinets in place, and there are the actual display cabinets. We copied them from the actual show. So all these display cases are almost exact replica of what Gold's got in his shop. And of course you've got these shelves as well where they have lots of items on them. And then down here, I think there's a safe or something on the wall, a picture or something on the wall there, which we haven't put in. And then you've got these shelves up here. Then you've got this display case down here. I think this has got a Mickey Mouse phone in it, if I remember correctly, from the series. I think it's one of these bits here, but that's the case. There should be a till on here, which we haven't put in yet. We will put that in. So once again, good role-playing scenario here. You can actually go in here. You can actually go through the curtain, which leads to Rumpel's back room. But of course, we ain't got nothing in there yet because we haven't built it. But it's there for when we do. So you can really take role-playing to the ultimate here because you're actually in your own universe, your own virtual world, and stuff like that. So around here, as I said, these shops you don't ever go into. That's Dave's fish and chip shop, which is actually in Steveston. It's actually a proper fish and chip shop. I've never been there, but I know it's a proper fish and chip shop from what I've seen. Then you've got this place here, which is it's not there no more in Steveston. They knocked it down. It used to be like a hardware store where they used to have wood and stuff like that. It's not a hardware store. Like a, how would I put it? Like a Mat Mart or something like, not Mat Mart, Walmart. It used to be something like that where you can go inside and there's the different shops and different things you can buy. Like a DIY shop, I think it's like mainly a DIY shop where like you can buy pipes, paints and stuff like that. As far as I can remember, it's like a craft shop and that sort of thing. But that is no longer there in Steveston. They actually knocked it down I don't know when, I think about a year ago. I actually knocked it down, so it's not there no more. But we left it in because we're looking at the original Steveston when they used to film Storybrooke here, film Once Upon a Time here. So we kept it in there just for the sheer hell of it. So anyway, moving along. These shops, as I said, these shops, there's no access to these shops. They're just there for show. So we go across here. Now Timbuktu, I'm not too sure. I think we might have some stuff in there. We did think about putting some. No, we haven't put enough stuff in yet. We're going to make this into a clothes shop for guys, so you guys could come in here and go in there and get all your clothes for your avatar. This I know is open. This is the Breeny's Cuts. Now, if your character, if your avatar, you need to get your hair cut or need to choose new hair, you can come in here. Oops, going to put it on the radio station on. Oops, there we go. So yeah, in here we've got different like hairstyles and stuff. These are all like meshed hairs, so you can come in here and get a new hair on your avatar to make them look pretty, depending on what it is. We've also got male hair as well. Everything's like all these are free in here, so you just click on them and you can grab them and put them in your inventory. Once again, different type of hairstyles. This is like a big massive. In this thing, you've got 67 full prim hairstyles for your male characters. We've done it up. We made it look like an actual barber, so you can come in and do some role playing in here as well. So yeah, so there's all that in here as well. So if you want to change your hairstyle and stuff, you can come in here. Going back out. Now this area is mostly under construction. That shop hasn't got in. It has got inside, but we don't use it. Of course, over here, if we go this way, these are the places that are under construction at the moment. There's this like it's like a fishing, like a warehouse. You've seen it in a couple of scenes in Once Upon a Time where they've actually gone through the warehouse. It's like I don't know, like a fishery place. I don't know what it actually is. It's but you do actually see it in the thing. There's actually a big. On this bit here, I think it's on one of these bits, there's a big map of the area of this Storybrooke's area. We haven't put that in yet. This is also under construction at the moment. This is the hotel, which you see at the end of the street. We're actually building at the moment. What we're eventually going to do with this hotel is allow you guys, if you become a part of the server and stuff like that, we're going to allow you to, because we're going to introduce like a payment system, because it takes a lot to run these servers. So it's just like a hobby. If you want to do it as a hobby, then fine. But you won't get all the you won't get access to all the private areas. But you can walk around Steveston still. But if you wanted to, like for example, own or rent a room out in the actual hotel, you can, and it'll be your room for the time you're renting it. But we also, which a little bit later on, we'll show you to the urban area. We've actually got full houses that you can actually live in. We're basically going to do that on a subscription type thing to keep the servers up and running and stuff like that. So we've got to keep them, like, 100% run all the time. So that's why we're going. That's the only time we're going to be making money, is because we need to have something that we can keep, because we've got to keep the servers running and keep them maintained. A bit like Second Life, where they actually have to maintain the servers. We're not going to charge over the moon for it. We're just going to charge you just either a monthly fee or an annual fee to come in here, so you have access to all the VIP stuff that's going to be in here. So for example, if you're VIP, you'll be able to have access to the houses and stuff like that, first come first serve, and then you can actually have one of our houses, which we've got in the urban area, which is near Regina's place. We'll take you over there very shortly. So that's that point. So this is as it is. So you're seeing Storybrooke in its full glory now. Of course, there's we've got a hooked ship there parked in the bay area, which you can go over to. You can actually get on board the ship, but we haven't put a gangplank up to it. You can actually look around the ship. It's a proper full ship. You can actually look around it. It's all got its flags up at the moment. It's got its pirate bone crossbones flying at the top as well. You might not be able to see it from here. I think it's around here, so you might be able to see it when we move along. There we go. You can just about make it out. Is it there? Oh, can't we see it? I don't know if you can see it. It is actually up there. Oh, it's up there. It's on that side. There we go. Yeah, you can just about make it out there. The skull and crossbone flag flying up top there. So yeah, so that's that. But it's a really nice ship. It's a proper pirate ship that you can actually put. We haven't put the gangway, so you can actually go on board it at the moment because we're still working on it. But it's a full ship, as I said. And over here, where I showed you where you've got all the avatars' bodies and hairstyles and stuff like that. Well, if you was in the server, you would come over to this section here. See this big area here? You'll hear it go to classical music now. Should do. This basically area is your resin area. This is where you'd come to if you want to res objects that you actually got in boxes that that you get from the shops. You can actually come here. It actually tells you the rules and regulations on this. If I go over here, step back out of the area. There we go. This basically tells you, it says, the resin zone, please make sure you delete all items after use. This area is for you to res your items. Please do not build here. This area will auto clear after a set time. So it just allows you to unpack all your boxes and stuff, so you can put all the outfits and clothes and stuff, and this is the place to do it. So it's like a resin zone. So you can come in and res. Right, Alex, if we can go back to where the tunnel is, at the other end. I should have gone there first, actually. You can make him walk all the way back down there. Is there any chance you can run? Can you do that? No? No, he's running now. Let's go out and see. Let's go outside camera. He's actually running. That's funny. I don't know why his jeans aren't showing. Well, Alex, why aren't your jeans showing up? It's like your just top body's showing up, but it's not reflecting your bottom half. Doesn't matter anyway. The main point of this is just we're just going to show you around. As it is quite a long trek. That's why I made him run. I'm so nasty, aren't I? Making him run. Come on, Alex, put your back into it. Joking. Probably give me the flip a finger at me in a minute. He's going to be knackered by the time he gets to the end of the road. Nearly there. Awesome. Don't worry, he gets paid virtual currency, he gets paid well. As I said, he's my virtual assistant, so he gets treated well, put it that way. He gets perks. Right, if we go back to your head cam, thanks Alex. There we go. So that, what Alex is looking at there, this bit here, this is actually a real clip. It's anything to stop. It's basically the edge of the actual simulator. We put that in there so you can see that it's actually Eastenders. This is which would carry on up the road because we've got. I mean, the simulator, as you can see, is quite big. It goes like quite a way back up to where the pirate ship is. It's just resting now. So it's quite a long stretch. It's quite a big simulator that we're actually in, as you can see. So that's why we put all these cutouts are there so that it's basically saying to you this is the edge of the map, so this is the place you're playing in. It's like a sandbox type thing. Anyway, if you want to head towards the tunnel, this actual tunnel takes us to the urban area, which is where you'll see when we get there, which is where Swan's house is, Regina's home is, and some of the other homes we haven't built yet, which we will get around to eventually building. She might have to come out of the first person view there. Right, do you want to go through? Because you have to click on this to teleport to the area. There we go. It's taken us nicely. We can go back to your first view again. Okay. So the first place you come across as soon as you come through the tunnel on the other side is of course Swan's house. As I said, we've still got the pictures up here because we're still doing, still editing stuff and still adding a few bits to it. So we actually took pictures from the actual program itself to get the actual build right. Because it's one thing you have to do is make sure that you've got the building right and it looks like the actual original building. So just showing you what this place is. There we go. That's actually a location of the house that it filmed. It's 3815 Oxford Street, Banbury, British Columbia. That's where this house is located. So we literally had to go into Google Maps, find out where the location of the house was, and then copy it. And that's exactly what we've done here, as you can see. We've sort of basically copied Swan's house. We've actually copied it as best we can to our abilities. It hasn't got an inside at the moment. We're still working, getting the inside sorted out. But we're still building some stuff on the outside. That's why we've got all these pictures around. If you want to know why we've got the pictures around. Right, now this is what I'm telling you about, guys. If you become VIPs on the server and pay the monthly fee or a yearly fee, you get to live in one of these houses. These houses are really nice. They're only being built at the moment, as I said. There's about 20. There's going to be about 20 or so houses here. First come, first serve. So you can actually live in Storybrooke itself. So, for example, if you go this, as I said, there's just shells at the moment. There's nothing. There's no windows or doors and stuff in them at the moment. So this, for example, here, this is the house. It's right opposite Swan's house there, as you can see. So you can have a nice little home. You can decorate it how you like. We can decorate. Well, you tell us how you want it decorated, and we can put the decoration, the main wallpaper up for you. Unless you want to put like false walls up, that's entirely up to you. Or it'd be easier to actually just go up to and say, well, I want this particular wallpaper on that wall, that particular wallpaper, I want to turn that into this particular room, and we'll do it for you because you're VIP customers. But this is just the general layout of these houses, okay? So you've got the hallway here, which we're in at the moment, which leads sort of straight through to the back garden. And then through here, you've got like a little lounge area, stroke dining room, which takes you through here. And then same on this other side here. This is a total through lounge, so you could actually make this into like maybe a proper lounge. As I said, we have got shopping centre over in Storywood, which you can actually go in and buy all your furniture. It's all free. Well, I say buy. You go in there, you choose your furniture, and it stays in your inventory. Then all you do when you actually a VIP, you actually get to own the plot of land it's on. So you can have total control on who you want in and who you don't want in. It's very similar to Second Life. And you've got full control over the what you put down, who you let into your plot. Not everyone. You can put a barrier up around it to stop people from just walking into your house. Lock it all up and stuff like that. That's what we're going to be giving to the VIP users when we do it. But yeah, so these rooms, these houses are very straightforward. They're very basic, but they're nice size houses. I think they're about two bedrooms or thereabouts. We go upstairs. Alex is going upstairs at the moment. Upstairs yet? There we go. So this would be like a main bedroom because it's once again it goes right way through. So this would be your master bedroom, and then of course you've got this little room here, which could in fact be another bedroom or it could be a bathroom depending on what you fancy. Yeah, I would imagine this would probably be better as a bedroom myself. So this would be the second bedroom, and then over here, I would imagine you can turn this into a little bathroom. Whichever which way you want to face it, and put some nice curtains up and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's just the interior of these little houses, which we are going to be letting VIPs have when they join the actual server. These are going to be only especially for VIP people. It's not going to be just given out to anybody who just pops in to have a look around. These are actually VIP properties. So if you do become a full member and pay a fee, a monthly fee or a yearly fee, a subscription fee, then you have got these places for the amount of time that you actually pay the subscription fee. It won't be too expensive. We're going to be working out prices and stuff when we get the server up and running. You've also got a back garden as well. So you can actually have a nice garden. So you can put plants in here, trees, decorate it how you want it. Put a nice little seated area, some plants, maybe a fountain, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? That's basically what it's going to be like. So all these houses, all these big houses, are all the same. Every single one of them, apart from the one's going to be opposite Swan's house. The ones that are actually going to be directly opposite Swan's house are actually going to be bungalows. They're going to be smaller. They're not going to be full houses like this. And then also the ones that are going to be a little bit more, the ones that people are going to really probably go for are these ones at the back here. Once again, it's first come first serve when we actually open the servers up. These actually look straight onto the water, like sea views. They're so beautiful, and you get a lovely sunset on this side as well. When the sun sets, you can get a nice sunset. The sun goes down, or sunrise, whatever it is, and you can actually see the sun rising across the water. It's really pretty. So you've got these houses. All these houses along here There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 or so houses along there, all water facing houses. All these houses face the water. We will eventually we might lower the wall so you can in these places so that you can actually directly look out across the water. These walls are quite high at the moment, but we're going to probably drop these walls down to around about there so you can just have a nice sea view. From upstairs you can see a really nice view. So we're going to get Alex to go upstairs if you can. Up you go, dude. Doing my footwork for me. Yeah, so this is the view you get. It is just a beautiful sea view. And I said when the sun sets, it actually sets where Alex is looking down. It actually sets over there, and you see the sun go. I think either rises or sets over there. I'm not sure if it sets or rises. It's one of those two. I think it might be. I don't know what time the server is at the moment. I should have checked. But it actually allows you to see the sunset, and you get all that beautiful orangey across the water, and it's really, really nice. So that's that one. So we're going to quickly move on, as I said, because as I said, this is quite a long stream today because I've got so much to show you. Now you'll notice there's these big areas. I might get Alex to fly up at the moment because he might not be able to see it from ground level. That big white area over there. Alex, Alex, can you do me a favour? Can you just fly up for me? Because he's got permission to do this. Normally you wouldn't be allowed to do this. It's only because Alex has got what we call it rights, build rights, so we can get a good overview of the area. So yeah, this big grey block that Alex is looking at now, we're thinking about building the Mad Hatter's house there on that plot of land. That's going to be built there eventually. We're still 2 frames of mind about where we're placing stuff at the moment, but it will be in that sort of area. Over here, as Alex flying, I can hear him flying now through the wind. This area here is just going to be pure estate agents. It's just going to be like a little shopping area for the locals, for the VIPs. They can come in. It's going to be split into 2 halves. You're going to have a VIP estate agents that will allow you to give you links to places where you can shop. And then, of course, on the other side, which is this side over here, is going to be just estate agents telling you about the estate and how you can have a house if you really want to be living here. And like I said, all the other green patches you're seeing as well. These are also going to be houses along here, very similar to those ones we've got at the back there. These ones are going to, I think these ones are going to be more bungalow type style. All these ones along here. The same over near where Swan's house is, which is over there. That is also going to be little bungalows along here. Okay, just to let you know. There is going to be the Sisters of Mercy. That brown bit there is where the Sisters of Mercy is going to be. Okay. Alex, thank you. And here is going to be, when we eventually build it, is going to be Rumpel and Bella's house, where Rumpel lives, and Belle. That's going to be their house. It's going to be on this big plot here, just so you know where everything's going to be. This is going to be the main mills, the main council offices, which you see in the thing where they have all the council meetings and stuff like that. That's going to be on this plot of land here. It's quite a big building because you've got the courtroom at the back, and you've also got Mills's offices where she actually does her business. You've also got other aspects in there as well where they do loads of other bits and bobs. But that's going to be built on that plot of land there. And then of course, over the back here, we've got Mills's actual house. This is where Regina lives. As I said, we're still building this. That's what the original house looks like. This is what we've built. It's actually got an inside. We can get inside. Let's see if Alex can get through there. There's a security wall up around it at the moment, which won't let you through. Yeah, stopping you. Yeah, it's going to let us through. There we go. Right, only people who have actually got building rights, like admins and stuff, can get into it at the moment until we finish building it. So if we go into Regina's house, I said there's not much in there at the moment. It's just literally been built. We've started texturing the inside now. This is a big dining room where she has a big table in. And then over to the side here, in this little room here, you might have seen this in a few episodes, is where she has a little table. She usually has her chats in here. It's like a lounge area, a very small lounge area. You might recognise it from the show. And then back out here, there's a little corridor in there that leads around to the kitchen, which will take it around this way, it'll be easier. So this is where her kitchen would be. We're still building it, as you see at the moment. We're starting putting sinks and stuff in. We're going to put sinks in there. The hob range is going to go in here. That's where it's located. As I said, we're still building it at the moment, so we've still got a lot of work to go ahead and do. This is that little corridor that leads out to that room, so you can get to it. It's just a random window that's there. That's just so if you don't want to go right through the dining room, you can actually go through the kitchen this way. Over here, this is in Regina's room. There's like a big massive fridge network along here, if I remember correctly. There's loads of fridges and stuff, like big massive cupboards and fridges along there. And then she's got her work surface and worktops there. And then she's got a little side entrance here, which we haven't done properly yet, which is a door that actually leads out and into the backyard. There's like a little bunker area here for the coal fires and stuff like that. And then of course you've got the main garden, which is the back here, as you can see. And of course you can see the clock tower over the back there, which is only a picture, but it's just give you like an idea of the location where you're situated. Because in the one of the episodes, Henry, I think it's the first episode, looks out to the clock tower from his bedroom window. We'll go up to Henry's bedroom very shortly. As I said, none of the actual interiors have actually been properly built yet, so we're going to go upstairs. I'll probably go upstairs. This is the actual main lounge. I think Regina has a big massive piano in here. It's quite nice, this room, when it's finished. It's going to have like proper rough carpets. It's going to have big mantelpieces. It's going to have like clocks and stuff in here. The piano sits over here somewhere. A big sofa sitting area here. So we have got a lot of work to do, as I said. But you're just getting an early look at it. And then we go up the stairs. Come on, Alex, you can get up there. Eventually. That's it. So we're going up the stairs now. So this at the back here, this is Henry's room. This is where Henry's room is. This is his actual location. I think this is Henry's room. Is it? It's definitely Henry's room. As you can see, if you look out the window, you can actually see the mark where the clock tower is over in the distance, which you can actually see from his bedroom. As I said, it's only for aesthetics, so you can get a gist of where you're actually located in the urban area. He's got a little cupboard here. I think his bed's along here somewhere. I can't remember for sure, or it might be on this side. I can't remember. There's another little room here. I haven't got a clue what this room is, but we've just put it in anyway because we're going by the plans of the original house. So we'll make sure there's a room there. And then of course we've got Regina's bedroom, which is this big area. Actually this room is actually divided, if I remember correctly. There's actually a divide here that takes you into a dressing area, which we will add in once we've finished it. And there's another little bedroom on this side as well. It's only like another small room that takes you to the front aspect of the house. So there's that. So that's the Mills's house. That's Regina's main home. We'll have a look around. Let's go back out. Set, close the door, make sure. And we'll have to go through this pass wall again. There we go. Now, up over here, as I said, that's going to be where, as we saw from the sort of view, that's going to be the actual council offices, or whatever they call them, where Regina does all her, where she, like the mayor's office, as they call it, in the actual thing, where they actually do all the reporting, and they have like the courtroom scenes, stuff like that. That's basically where that will be. And then over here, this is going to be the graveyard, guys. We're actually putting the graveyard in, the Mills's graveyard. We're going to put the actual name of the graveyard up there. I can't remember what it's called. I think Storybrooke's graveyard or something. I can't remember what it's actually called now, for the life of me. But Regina's place, when we finish it, will be over here somewhere. So this is going to have like pathways in it, trees, different pathways showing you around different tombstones. But round about where I'm standing now, or where Alex is standing now if he stops. Thank you, Alex. This is where Regina's family crypt's going to be, which is going to have the downstairs that takes her into the secret room that she sits and does her mirror work from. That's actually going to be located in this area, just off the beaten path of the actual main entrance. So, on that note, I'm going to get Alex to go back into town. Got one more thing to show you, which I think you'll be really pleased with. As I said, we're still building this area. As I said, it's starting getting night time now, so it's going to get darker. Because we do have day and night cycles in the simulator. We don't get weather effects in there at the moment because the simulator is not capable of doing that in the one we're working in anyway. We can fake it. We can actually make it snow and stuff like that. And things like that. Just very basic, but most of the time it just goes through day and night cycles. So it's always pretty nice to live here. Right, let's see if we can get Alex to run again. Sorry, Alex. I'm making you run all the time. As I said, these where Alex is running now, these are going to be little bungalows with front gardens and back gardens. Right opposite, what's the face's house? Swan's house. Nearly there, Alex. There we go. He's still running. So we're going to get back into town. There's one more thing I've got to show you before we log off. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Why did I just take that? I didn't mean to take that. I meant to... Oops, I've just taken something I shouldn't have taken. Yeah, let me just have a look. I think it's going to be in his inventory somewhere, because it usually goes to inventory when I take something I'm not supposed to. I didn't mean to take that. Oops, the daisies. It should be in here somewhere. Oh god, I'm going to be looking for ages, aren't I? Is it that one? I don't know if it's that one or not. Let's have a look. Yeah, I was right. So we're going to have to move. I should have locked that. That should be locked by rights. Sorry about that, Alex. Do apologise. Okay. That was funny though, I must admit. So it's back now, Alex. You should be able to. I'm going to lock this. I didn't know it was not locked. There we go. Now it's locked. Right, you should be able to use it now, Alex. Do apologise about that. I'm making you. Is that lined up properly, Alex? It's not, is it? Oh damn. You know. So we need to unlock it again, don't we? Select it, edit, unlock it, move it. There we go. Let's get it lined up to the actual road where it's supposed to be. There we go. Sorry about that, Alex. I didn't mean to do that for you. I'll put it back for you now, so you should be alright. You should be able to access it now. Yeah, you should be able to access it. Go and try. That's what he's meant to do, is teleport. There we go. Oh, okay, where's he teleported to? Oh, has he got trapped? Where the hell is it teleported? Hang on, Alex. I think I know what I've done here. Hang on. I don't know why it teleported over there, Alex. I do apologise. I think it's because I might have put the actual object in the wrong way. Let's have a look again. Technical difficulties here. That's my fault. But he's gonna swear at me later on. That was totally my fault. That was. I do apologise. Hang on. I'm trying to work it out, Alex. Let me just do this for you. I'm just trying to get it to the objects again. Let's edit it again. Unlock it. I'm not too sure if I'll put it in the right way. Actually, let's just see if we can I rotate it? No, it is the right way then. Okay, so I don't know why it's actually playing up then. Maybe we have to do a reset on the actual teleport. I can go into all the scenes now, it's quite fun, isn't it? So I'm going to wait till this. I'll take the glass for a second. My headphones are falling off my head. I'm just waiting for the script to load in. If it loads in. It's not happening. I don't know why it actually didn't. It's not loading the script in now, is it? Can we do reset on it? I don't know why, Alex, but the script's not playing. Try teleporting again. If it teleports you again, I can just teleport you myself. Hang on, let's take him now. Ah, it's done it. Has it done it? Yeah, it has. You're in the right place, Alex. You're all right now. Sorry about that, dude. Apologise. Apologising you. Sorry, I do apologise. Sorry about that, Alex. Right. Apart from that little misdemeanor I just did there, I'm not even going to ask Alex to run. The last place I want to show you before we finish this stream, because as I said, we've been streaming a long while now. I said don't usually stream this long. It's only because we had so much to show you on the stream. I thought I'd better give a bit more time. I don't want to be rushing around everywhere. So if Alex goes in here, this is one thing we're going to be doing now. Hopefully, once we get the server online and it's working 100%, and we've got people being VIPs and stuff like that, whatever money we make from the VIP people actually being in the actual server, we're going to use some of the money to maintain the server, but we're also going to use some of that money to get, if we can get some of the stars of the actual show to come into the virtual Storybrooke for you, and have a chat with you like in a conference. We've actually built, especially for you guys, let's just click on that. We've actually built a huge conference centre. It's not only just for conferences and stuff like that. This is also for anybody out there who supplies once upon a time merchandise and stuff like that. You can have, when we do like these big massive things, you can actually hire like a unit off of us, and then we can give you link. You can have links like pictures and stuff of all your stuff that you do on your merchandise, and links to actually get you to take you to your web page where they can actually buy and purchase the stuff, and you can actually be on the stall talking to them about all the stuff that you do. This is basically where we're going to take this. So we've built this once upon a time conference centre. Now we're going to go. Alex is going to go in there. I don't know if you can. Can we go to first view again? Thanks, Alex. So at the moment, it's as I said, it's not. There's nothing you can see. There's nothing in here at all at the moment. It's just a big, massive hall. It's starting getting dark as well. Usually we usually have the lights on here, but we haven't actually got the lights in at the moment. Actually, I don't think we put any lights in at the moment. So yeah, so this is the conference hall. What we'll do, we will have a big massive conference centre in here. So when we're running like conventions, like virtual conventions, we will, we've got a special thing we can pull up from the underground area. If Alex lets me go underground. Here we've got all these things we can pull up from the underground. These are actually units that you can have if when we do run the conventions. We'll charge you. We won't charge you that much to come and set your wares up, and we can help you set up and stuff. So you can literally be a virtual avatar in the virtual Storybrooke, selling your real wares in real life, and you can have links to your web pages and stuff like that to show you the stuff that you do, and you can talk to your clients one-on-one basis within the actual virtual world. So people might want to buy some stuff off you. So there's quite a few units around here that will be available when we do run these conventions. So you can set up your own little stall and stuff like that, and we'll help you do all that. You've got corner stalls. You got it goes around the whole entire room. So all memorial and memorabilia and stuff like that from once, costumes, whatever we can have in here. And also over here we've got an information centre that we're going to be setting up, which is going to have. When we start getting staff and stuff, we're going to have actual. The information centre is going to be open at certain times during a week, maybe once or twice a week, where you can come up and ask for information on upcoming events, etc. Over here, we've got ticket offices for the big events, like for example, if we get, Lana or one of the main characters, Captain Hook, what's his face, Colin O'Donoghue and stuff like that. O'Donoghue, I can't remember his name, O'Donoghue, whatever. We can get the main characters. That's why we're charging VIP prices, VIP, so it helps us keep the server maintained, and at the same time we can do things like that and have virtual conferences, you know, so we can get like Lana in here and all sorts of people like from the show actually being an avatar and being on stage and talking to you guys in real time. like as if you're actually at the real show. The only thing, of course, we can't do is give autographs because they'll be virtual. But you know, that's the way it goes. But we could get a photo, like we could do a photo session at a certain point during the day where you can take a virtual photo of you standing next to their avatar and they can talk to you one-on-one and stuff, and that'd be quite cool, I think. Like a one-on-one scenario time, but we're going to have time slots and stuff for you to do that. So this is where you would come once you've got the information, and we're doing, like, say for example, we're doing a big massive convention and we've got like 3 or 4 of the actors coming live. This is where all the events will be coming up here, and this is where you get your tickets from. The tickets will allow you to come in here where you are now, and will also allow you to have a seat in the main auditorium, which is here. This is our main auditorium. It's dark at the moment, as I said, because it's night time. We haven't got none of the lights switched on. And mind you, Alex, is there any way we can actually switch over to daytime quickly so we can show, because we haven't got none of the lights up in here yet. I'm just going to see if we can switch. Thanks a lot for giving us that menu, Alex. So we can do sun position. We do midday. You'll be able to see it a lot better. There we go. Thanks, Alex. So yeah, this is. I don't know how many seats are in here. There's loads of seats. This holds quite a lot of people, as you can see. We're going to go up into the air so you can see how big this auditorium is and how many seats it can actually sit, how many avatars it can actually sit. So it will be first come, once again, we first come, first serve again when we do run these big convention things. When we get actors, some of the actors from the shows and directors might even hopefully get Adam along as well. This is only pie in the sky at the moment, because we're still building the server, but eventually that's what we want to do, and with your help, being VIPs as well, that will allow us to do more and more stuff for you guys, Once Upon a Time fans. So yeah, so there's all these seats you can actually sit on, so you'll get told where you'll be sitting. So it'll be first come, first serve. You basically pay for your seat and you can go and sit in your seat and watch whatever's going on. You can go from, like what Alex has got here, we can go from first camera mode, so you can see, you can like sit down. That's quite a bit scary. You can actually sit down and watch what's going on stage. As I said, it will be live feedback, there'll be live talking. If it's not live talking, we may get them on Skype and broadcast their actual Skype in here if they can't make it physically themselves, so the guys can still take questions from you guys on a question thing, and they can do it from home because of lockdown and stuff like that. So well, they can still do it from home because they can have virtual avatars depending on what the actor fancies doing. They can do it one or two ways. They can either say, yeah, hell, let's go to Storybrooke, let's actually go into Storybrooke and be a part of the whole process. And then also we'll also can do like Zoom call messages and video messages, so that you can talk to them not on a big screen. So if they don't want to do an avatar, they just want to do it from their home and just answer questions, we can do that as well. It'll be moderated naturally, like they do at the main conventions, where we have someone taking your questions and then we feed them questions to the actual actor in question. As I said, it's either that way we're going to do it, or we're actually going to build the avatar for the actual actor to them to come into Storybrooke, so they can spend a whole day in Storybrooke talking to you guys. How cool is that going to be? That's what we're hoping to do anyway. So Alex, you can stand up now. So yeah, so that was the last thing we wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed our little trip, and I'd like to say thank you to Alex for showing us around as per usual, my virtual assistant, who's such a good guy. Actually, that's a good place to leave it, Alex. Yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. He's going to go next to the sign. There we go. He's going to turn around so you can see what he's doing. So yes. So that has been Alec. Thank you, Alec, for... What's he doing? Thanks, Alex, for showing us around. Oh, he's turning right around now. I see what he's doing. Almost. So, yeah. That looks actually quite like the actual TV scene. That's when the opening sequence, isn't it? With the trees and stuff. That looks pretty cool. But yes, what we're going to do. So, for example, if we do have those conferences and stuff like that, this area will be taped off or like protected, and then you can have your virtual avatar can have a photograph with the virtual avatar of that character, of your favourite character, in this actual area here. That's why we put this bit in here, so you can actually have a virtual character picture taken of you in the virtual world. It's totally mind-blowing, isn't it? So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed our little tour today. As I said, stream's been going on so long. We started at 5 o'clock and it's now coming up to 8 o'clock. So we've been broadcasting for a real long, over nearly 3 hours we've broadcasted, but it was worth every part of that 3 hours, as I said, because we had a lot to show you. And I hope you do send this to your friends and let your friends know about this as well. Even if they're Back to the Future fans, if they're Eastenders fans, if they're Oncers, just send it out to them and let them come have a look. As I said, these videos only stay on Twitch TV for 1 whole week, so you've got 1 whole week to show your friends. I will be saving this video before it actually gets deleted from Twitch, because they only hold them for a week and then they remove them for make room for the other new lot that's coming out. As I said, I'm going to thank Alex. Thank you very much, Alex, for helping us today and showing us around the virtual sets. I appreciate you doing that, as always. And I will definitely be in to help you build some things. We'll start on the work next week with the actual new set for my channel. And I appreciate that, Alex. So on that note, we're going to love and leave you. Thanks very much for tuning in today. I really appreciate everyone tuning in today, and it's been a great time. As it's a very long video this week, so I do apologise for people who have actually just tuned in and going, wow, that's a long video. But we had so much to show you and so much information to part that we wanted to make it worth your while. But do share this with other people. Quickly share. As I said, it's only going to be on Twitch TV for a week. And after that week, it will be taken off. I might grab this and upload it to my YouTube channel. I'll let you know about that on the Twitter, where the actual YouTube channel is, so you can then constantly go there and show your friends what we did this week. But on that note, it gives me pleasure and also sadness to say goodbye. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a perfect weekend. Stay safe as always. And I will be back here, back into my virtual studios where Alex started the tour today. I'll be back in my virtual studio Monday next week, where we'll be playing Watch Dogs on the PlayStation. We're doing some recruiting missions on a Monday. Tuesday we'll be doing one of the main missions again from Nout, whatever her name is. And then on Wednesday next week we will be playing some of the Sims 4 again, because don't forget they've got the platforms in there now. If you haven't updated your game yet, go and update it, because the Sims 4s have been updated. It's now got those brilliant platforms, and I was playing around with them last night. Pretty good. There's a few things that they could add more, but I'm satisfied with what they've put into it. And they've got this new like storytelling thing as well in it. So do go and download the updates for the Sims. If you've got Sims 4, make sure you go and update it, because I think the patch dropped yesterday. So it's got the new tools in it, which allows you to do platforms, so you can do split levels now, which is really, really good. I've been playing around with split levels, and we'll probably do a build where we actually build a place with loads of split levels in it and use the new split level tool or the platform tool. Oh, excuse me, got a bit of gas now. Right, so on that note, once again, I'm going to have to love and leave you guys. I hope you enjoyed coming along with the journey as per usual. As I said, do help share this out with your friends. As I said, you've got a week, 1 whole week to actually share this video before it actually gets removed. And I probably will put it on YouTube. If I put it on YouTube, I will put a description of my channel and where you can actually go and have a look at this video that we filmed today. So I just leave one thing to say goodbye, and I'll see you next week. Take care and be good. See you later, guys.